and I'm about to Nick Cannon. Mariah Carey now, you guys say, hey, Nick Cannon, I want to sue for full custody because you don't have enough time to spend time with the twins. I'm not shocked. At one point, I was saying about to Nick Cannon, I said, hey, Nick Cannon, there's nothing wrong with having those children. But now as I look at it, it's difficult because he's a full-time dad. I mean, I'm talking about a full-time worker where he's working multiple jobs, and it's hard for him to keep to be able to see all of those children. So if you want to be a father and you want to have all these children, you can't be in Hollywood and have 15, 16 type of jobs where you travel all the time. You won't have time to see the children. So, but at one point, I didn't see a problem with you producing and all of that. But it is a challenge when you have a lot of children, a lot of baby mamas, because it's only one you. So it's only 24 hours in a day. And if you got to be in New York, you got to be in LA, you're in movies, you're hosting. It's difficult to pay attention to your children. So I understand that, and I get that. So if she needs to get full custody of the children, then do just that, and I support that. If you can't be there for your children, I think Nick Cannon, and he have to work to take care of the children. I can't say stop working. He have to work. Now, I think he need to do a better job, investing his money where he don't have to keep doing all those type of jobs, where his money could just work for him. But a lot of these artists, you think they got a lot of money, and they really don't. Because a lot of people think that these people got $300, $400, $600 million in the bank, and a lot of these celebrities are living check to check. So you know what I'm saying. So a lot of us be thinking just because we can Google their net worth, and I'm in the type of mentality, how much money you got in your bank account. That's what my mindset in. Because a lot of us, we just look online. Oh, such and such worth 300 million. Is that 300 million in the bank? Is that 400 million in the bank? Is that liquid cash? Or is that you just talking about him having mansions in the car? No, I want to know, how much do you got in the bank? Because a lot of that Ford magazine stuff, it be garbage. It be a bunch of lies. Because a lot of these celebrities, they don't have it like that. You know what I'm saying? Because how can Kanye be a billionaire and then he lose deals and he ain't no billionaire? So that mean to tell me he never was a billionaire. So when I look at Nick Cannon, I'm like, do he really have his money like this? And I don't know. We're going to see how it is. And so we reached out to Nick Cannon for a statement. We reached out to Mariah Carey for a statement. We emailed their PR staff and we have not gotten a response. Nobody responded to us. And I just want to know, Nick Cannon, why you keep having all these children and how are you able to balance time? And they have not responded for a statement. And I've been trying for years to get on Wild 'N Out. They never picked me. I've been trying for years to get on Wild 'N Out. They haven't picked me. I want to be on Wild 'N Out. They haven't picked me. Now I understand, Nick Cannon, you don't like to wear condoms. I understand. I understand you don't like to wear condoms. I don't like to wear condoms. Oh, I get it. It's natural. It feels better without condoms. I understand. I get it. So I can't judge you someone put condoms because I don't wear condoms. I can't stand it. I don't even want to get it in if I have to wear a condom. I don't like it. It don't feel the same. It don't feel all that. I don't like it when she have to wear a female condom. I ain't doing none of that. If it ain't the natural raw way, I don't want it. It is what it is. I'm not gonna get on here and say I would, because I don't. Okay? And people say, please don't promote that. People have been doing it forever. How you think we got here? So I'm just being honest. Oh, please don't, like, people are doing it whether I say it or not. And it is what it is. Now, if I'm doing something right now, no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But when I was out there getting it in, I wasn't wrapping it up. Absolutely not. I wasn't. I'm on prep. I get blood work. I get myself tested. I'm negative. I get tested regularly and everything. I've been good. But I'm not gonna pretend and lie to y'all and say, oh, I'm gonna no. And I don't be pulling out all that pull out. No, because if it I be saying I'm gonna do it, and then you in there, you indoor, and you be like, okay, I'm gonna pull out, and before you know it, you ain't pull out nothing. I ain't gonna do that. So it is what it is. So most of y'all can't judge me if you got all these kids, because that means you ain't protecting yourself. So don't come out here and try to judge me. I'm just being honest. Just being honest. That's being honest. You got all them kids. You try to tell me to be safe. You got about 15 kids, about 15 baby daddies. So you can't judge me because I ain't got no kids. No kids. I thought I had one. That was a false alarm. As of right now, I can attest to you 1,000%. I ain't got no kids like that. Will I have kids? Yes. That's going to happen. But as of right now, I am a single 32 man with no children, and I'm all about that. And I get it. I understand it. What about other STD? I get that. But when you in there, you ain't thinking about that. Now, I think about it later. I'll be like, oh, please, Lord, don't let me catch that. Don't let me catch that incurable. Don't let me catch that incurable. I put up my gospel music. I don't know about y'all. Have you ever been in a predicament where you get in there raw and you can just, and then you get emotion. Oh, I should have did that. I could catch up. So I put on my gospel music. Okay, God, if you get me out of this, I ain't gonna go wrong no more. Get me out of it. Then once it come out all clear, negative, you go right back doing that same type of behavior. So I've been there. You're in the room. Oh, I'm so nervous. Oh. Then everything come back negative. You right back doing it again. And then you go right back, playing, getting sad. Oh, please, God, please don't let me listen to your gospel music, and you cry, and then the test, everything come back clean. You go right back in. And I'm not the only one. Most of y'all in this chat is gonna judge me, but y'all doing it. And then you got some women in here that say, you don't have no love making with women. Excuse me? You don't know me. You never been around me. So you don't know me. You just see me on YouTube. You don't know what I'm doing once this comes. You don't know me. You never been in my bedroom. You never been in my room. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. You just know me off of YouTube. But if you beautiful, why don't you try to test me and see for yourself? Now, if you ain't, all right, okay. I will show you. So it is what it is. I know what I love women. I love men. I'm honest. I'm not gonna hide from it. How can you not love women? I still to this day, and I tell men this every day. I said, I don't know how can you not like women and be attracted to women. I can understand you being attracted to men, but not being attracted to women, I just don't understand it. I'm attracted to women. You cannot be in my presence and taking your clothes off and spoon with me in the bed and think that, like, no, I'm a man. Like, don't do that. Don't play with me. I am a man. And it's most men that do, they have children. You can't, come on, we a man. That's a natural instinct. Man, come on. Don't play with me. Like, I don't have those type of female friends where I got to get in they dressing room. I'm up there undressing them and I'm just not that type of person. I can't do that. Come in, Wiley. Don't worry. How does look? You in your bra and your and I gotta help you strap your bra. I can't do that. Don't even test me with that. I'm weak in that area. Don't test me in that. No, you can't. Not with me. Not with maybe with somebody else that can do that, but that would bother me. Come on and strap this and strap it. No, I can't do that. You can't play with me. I'm a man. So don't. I'm not that type of person. Oh, Wiley, let's get in a hotel together, and you show up and yo lingerie. No, we can't. You got to get your own room. No, you looking good, smelling good, and you in your lingerie and all that type of stuff. No, don't even try. That's temptation right there. No, you can't come around. Get your own room. Like, no, I'm just being honest. And most men are that way. And then you gotta be honest. I don't have too many female friends. And if the ones that I do have, I want to smash them. And the only reason I can't smash them because they got me in the friend zone. But I'm still waiting patiently. Oh, is it a crack in the door that she finally give me some, some of that? That's always in the back of my mind. And then this my friend. This my friend. We just friend. Yeah, in my mind, yeah, I'm saying that because you put me in the friend zone. That's all you got me. But if that door crack open, I'm gonna open it up, and if you give me the opportunity, okay. I don't have too many female friends. No, only I call you my friend because you put me in the friend zone. But in the back of my mind, I can't wait till she dump him and give me a chance. Especially if you look good. You know what I'm saying? So come on, get up out of here. And I'm just being honest. I'm still okay. Is this my opportunity? This my friend. I don't have too many people. Real. Gone with that. It's my, And most of y'all don't like y'all men with female friends that look good, especially if they look better than you. You're going to feel some type of way. Anyway, I don't know how we jumped to that subject, but I had to jump to that subject. It is what it is. Okay? CTV said he can't lay in the bed with a woman either because he would be tempted to. Okay? And that man wear wig. And he's being honest. He wear wig and makeup and nails. So if he's tempted, what do you think I'm going to be? Get up. Come on. Be real. You still a man. And most men don't like y'all watching the Wiley show because I'm still a man. They don't want you to come to Vegas because to them, he's still a man. And men are jealous because most of y'all, when y'all watch the Wiley show, Wiley, you so funny. Wiley, so funny. Men get jealous. And soon as you say, babe, can I go see Wiley in Vegas? He going to say no. Most of them going to say no. And they get jealous. I can't have her come there because she like you too much. You in that laugh, he gonna get jealous. Anyway, Wiley so funny. You in your panties and your bra watching the Wiley show laughing. Wiley, you hardly laugh at your man. You can't stand your man. Can't stand him. You hardly ever. Soon the Wiley show, Wiley, Wiley, you so funny. That man looking at you like, I'm going to go see Wiley in Vegas. He ain't going to let you come and see Wiley in Vegas. No. So I know some of y'all men are jealous. It is what it is. So anyway, talking about it. Oh, man, please. All right. Thank y'all so very much. So I want to say at that point about Nick Cannon because he have a lot of children, all of that. But let's be clear, he's still a man. The reason why Nick Cannon have a lot of children, he have money and also he's attractive. The attractive part is just the icing on the cake or the cherry on the cake. But the man have money, so he's gonna always have women that's willing to give themselves to him. So for him to have all of these children, okay, he have all these children. The backlash for Nick Cannon is that he cannot physically, emotionally be there for the children. So you may be able to take care of them financially, and Mariah Carey doesn't need you for financially the aspect, but it's the emotional being there for your children. So he's not able to be there for his children. Number one, he got a lot of family spread out across the United States. Number two, he's always traveling. He's doing Wilding Out. He's doing The Masked Singer. He's producing other stuff. So he definitely don't have the time to do all of these type of to pay attention to his children. So that is the action. So when people were coming out here saying, oh, Mariah shouldn't sue for full custody, she feel as though, listen, I gotta make a move because you're not paying attention to the twins. You're too busy going around taking pictures and making babies and making families, everybody, and then you're forgetting about your oldest kids. So I'm going to make a power move and I'm going to embarrass you and say I want full custody. I'm going to come out and say I want full custody. Mariah Carey is trying to pretty much put smoke under Nick Cannon and say, hey, come on, Nick Cannon. We live, y'all. We live. All right. We are live. All right. We are live. What's up, Thought? Thoughtful Thought, what's up? I see Diana. What's up? I see y'all in here. We are live. All right. So that's how that goes. And you have to be very careful. Like me, I do want to have a big family, but I just want it in one household. Like if I have a wife, I want her to have about 10 or 12 kids. Period. But I want it just us in that one household while I'm physically there to provide for those children. But I think it would be a challenge if I'm having families across the United States and I'm still working multiple jobs. You understand what I'm saying? I'm still working multiple jobs. And I got to go to California because I got kids in California. I got to go to Alabama. I got kids in Alabama. I got kids, you got kids all over. It's challenging to be in one place, to be in three places at one time. You're only one person. No matter how much money you got, you can't be in more than one place at the same time. All right? So that's how that goes. I'm gonna drop the link if anybody want to say something. I'll drop the link really quickly if anybody want to say something. But I had to come back and say this, and I was literally laying down, and I was like, I really want to talk about this because Mariah Carey is letting it be known. I don't like how you treating the children, so I'm gonna get full custody. Since you want to be out here lollygagging, and then when she get full custody, she's going to apply for child support, even though she don't need the child support, but she's going to apply for it just to send a message to Nick Cannon. Just to send a message to that man and say, this is how it go. I'm going to send a message to you, Nick Cannon, because Nick Cannon, you need this message. Because you ain't paying these children no mind. You taking pictures with everybody else, but when it comes to your oldest children, you ain't nowhere to be around. Okay? So that's just how it is. So the more children he make, Nick Cannon got to deal with that. He got to deal with that repercussions. You can't be out here and not do right by Mariah Carey. Of course, you're going to feel some type of way. Children, and this is the thing parents need to realize, no matter how much money you give to your children, no matter how many bikes, no matter how many cars, no matter how many houses, the children want to see their daddy. The children want to see their daddy. So you could be out providing, but the children want to see you. That's what the children want to see. So when I got to there and I was seeing this stuff, I said, wow. Okay, because at one point I said, ain't no problem having children. But then I thought about it. This man ain't got just children in California. He got them spread out across different places in the United States. So it probably would have been different. And then he's always traveling. It's difficult. Like when Barbara Walters, she said one of the things that she took, because Oprah said, I don't regret. And she said it's a good thing that you didn't have children because I had, and I couldn't hardly, and Barbara Watson was telling Oprah, I couldn't hardly spend time with my daughter. And I have went through 4 to 5 divorces because I was always working. I put my career first. So right now I'm child free. So of course I can be doing 20 to 30 hours a day doing YouTube content. If I had a family, if I had a child, if I had a girl, there's no way I can give all of those hours and that woman is happy with me. It's going to be problems in my relationship. There's no way I have to, for me to really spend time with my children, and I'm always on the internet. Every time they see me, I'm on the internet. I can't spend time with them. I can't go to their football game because I got to go live. I can't, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be issues in the relationship. It's going to be issues with you and your children, and they are going to let you know that you was not there for them. Despite you probably being there for them financially, but emotionally, you was not there. And that is like a balance that a lot of parents have to, you know what I'm saying, have to deal with. You know, it's a lot of parents out here that are single parents and they don't have the time to give to their children because they are a single parent. They're working 2 jobs and they just don't have time to be there for their children. And then that's why their children are out on the street. That's why their children are out to run wild. That's why their children, because the parents are not there. They're too busy working. They're trying to make ends meet. So they don't have the time to really be there with their children and spend a lot of time. Most parents spend the most time in somebody's job. So when you see all of that, and I've talked to a lot of people, and I've worked in hospice care, and mainly what a lot of my patients would say to me when they was at their last, I always try to have a conversation how it is being at the last. And majority of those patients will say to me, they will say to me, Wiley, do not live your life and all you do is work. Find your purpose and live in that. Do not just be the type of person, all you do is work, but you never get to experience life. Because when you get to this point of your life, you're going to regret it. You want to live life so you don't have to have no regrets. Live life, travel, get into relationships, have children. Because when you get to your golden years, when you get to death doors, you don't want to be like, man, I really didn't get to experience life. You know what I'm saying? So get to that point. And all you do, you have all this fame, but you're not happy because you didn't really get to experience life. And you're missing out on your children's childhood. You're working 2 jobs. That's why for myself, I don't have children. So I'm working my hardest now. So when they come, I don't have to work as hard. That's why right now I'm working really, really hard before I have children. And then if I do have children, I'm not going to have too many where I can't afford, where I have to work 4 jobs just to take care of. I want to live comfortable. So I'm putting all of this work so when the children come, I can be able to take care of them. You understand what I'm saying? So for Nick Cannon, you can't, it ain't like you can stop because you're trying to chase that career, but you having all those children. It's unfair to the children. You may be there for them financially. You may be a good breadwinner, but emotionally, you are not there. You are absent. And then most of the children are going to resent you. So for right now, I'm not having children because I know they require a lot of time. And then I'm definitely not going to just trying to try to have children and I'm not get along with the mother. Most people have children. They don't get along with the baby mom. They don't know the children mom family. They don't know her birthday. They don't know her. They just know you horny, you getting in, you having all these babies. And that is the issue. I have a brother right now sitting in jail right now. He and his girlfriend got 6 children. They all infant children, and she need assistance because her man want to go out there and try to sell some drugs and be out in the streets, got arrested in jail, and is stuck in his girlfriend, his baby mom, is stuck with the children. Now she's stuck with and it's children with problems and issues. You understand what I'm saying? So that's sad. I feel for her. And now she need assistance. She need help. Now she's stuck with 6 kids, and they all kids, infant children, just children. He didn't marry you. You kept having babies. He still want to be on the streets, and now you stuck with the children. Now you need some assistance. Now you need Marquise to send you $500. Now you need $600. You need $800. The children need that. But you should have thought about that before you made that decision. Should have listened to the Wileys when I say you need to stop having them babies. He's not no good. He ain't treating you right. He's still in the streets. And then now you stuck. And I can't go in my bank account and help because I come from top priority. I can't. I just don't have $800 just laying around. Well, I got to just keep giving you money because I'm not your man. Those are not my children. I said the only thing I can do is tell you, go to school, get you a CNA, work you some triples and some doubles because I just can't do it. You made that mistake. All right? So don't think, oh, y'all got to help me. Those are my nieces and nephews, meaning they're not my children. I'm not legally obligated to take care, and I'm not going to even try. Because you should use some good common sense, and you need to go through this. Like, go and bother somebody else, but they know not to bother me. I had a friend that I reached out to today, and I just reached out, hey man, how you doing? Just reaching out, see how he doing. Happy New Year. Got off the phone. That man called me. Hey, Wiley, can you send me $30 for some lunch? You never have no money. Always working, never can keep a job, and you need money for that. No. And then in my mind, bro, I already gave you money. You never pay me back. This is a new year. You ain't getting no money from me. We ain't screwing. We're not in a relationship. You're not my child. So you need to go ahead on and just eat air. Because if you can't manage your money at almost 40 years old, that is sad and pathetic. You can't never keep a job. You always getting fired because you never can get there on time. That is on you. All right. So when I see this stuff that's happening out here, when I see what the whole custody is, stop having all these children. I am very conservative when it comes to that. Stop having all of these children, and you can't take care of them. You can't be there for them. And especially if you financially can't, because some of these people have children, they can't even take care of them. Then you got to go to the government. Then you got to beg people. You got to get assistance because you're the one that want to have all these children. Don't have them if you can't afford them. Because children cost money. That's just like that. You ain't going to go out there buying 9 cars because that's going to be 9 car notes. I say the same, use that same mindset when you have children. Yeah, you love them. They are good to have. You know what I'm saying? But you got to afford them because they got to eat. Children is not free. It is more expensive to take care of children than it ever been. So if you don't like to hear this type of teaching, I don't know what to tell you, but it's real. So when I see all of this active use, and I see all of this on social media, and I see this case, I said I'm definitely going to talk about it because it's a message behind it. And a lot of these dudes be looking, oh, Nick Cannon doing it, but Nick Cannon got money. You know what I'm saying? And he can't be in one place. But you broke. You Pookie and Ray Ray with felonies. You can't even get a social security check because you got all them felonies. You can't even get financial aid because you got felonies. You can't even work at certain jobs because you got all these felonies. And you out here having all these children when you already got strikes against you. You can't hardly get no job, and you still out here having all these babies. That use some common sense. And women have to wake up and be better choosers of better men. Why you dealing the man? He's selling drugs, ain't really that smart selling the drug, knowing it's a strong possibility either A, graveyard, or B, prison. 2 options. And then you ain't put no money away, and now you stuck with all the children. So if that's the type of lifestyle you want to follow, make sure you can afford it and be there financially and emotionally. If you can do that, play it, go right ahead. But if you can't do that, then don't do it. That is an issue and a problem. A lot of people having babies, but they can't afford it. They can't be there. A, they can't afford it. B, they can't do it. It's a law that they passed in the Supreme Court where now the states can now make laws to forbid you to terminate a pregnancy. So now they're dealing with a crisis that people are having babies but can't afford them. Because their thing as in birth control were just to terminate. But now laws have passed in a lot of these poor states where people can't afford to go to California or other states that are terminate friendly. Now they're stuck, and now the government have to pay the bill. And now they're dealing with a crisis. And many of these states is asking the federal government, hey, we need some assistance because all these people having babies and they can't afford them. So I'm just saying. It's like, whoa. And most women are going to continue to lay down with Nick Cannon because number one, he is rich, he is attractive, and women are going to throw they draws. Period. It is what it is. And the message that Nick Cannon is sending in, oh, dude, it's fine. But the real reality, Nick Cannon is miserable. Number one, his health is failing. Number two, he can't be there for him emotionally. And then when he get off of work, he get real sick. He got to go in the hospital. But he ain't that sick to be smashing women and getting them pregnant. So, you're dealing with that. Then genetically, the children catch something because of the father's genetic. It's kind of weird. And then the children, they get something from that father's genetic DNA structure. Then that child gets something. And then you're like, oh, wow. Okay. Wow. And he's definitely doing that. Then you got, but those are the choices that you make because so many women are so stuck on, I want to be with a man that's rich and successful. You know what I'm saying? I see all of that. And she doing full custody to send a message. You pretending like you such this great father. These children want to see their father, so I'm going to send a message. Period. Put yourself in Mariah Carey. Do she need the money? No. Do Kim Kardashian need the money? No. But I'm going to send you a message. You're going to provide for them financially, and I'm going to get primary custody. It is a message, and I stand by the message. The question should be, why can Nick Cannon be there for his children? And I dropped the link if anybody want to come on really quickly and say something. I had just got on the phone with somebody. They want to be on two men and a lady. And this lady said, Wiley, I can't come on camera. I look bad. But you want to roast a guy. I said, you can't come on two men and a lady. I'm going to say this. She said, why? I said, you want to roast and gab, but you don't want to show yourself on camera. So I come on camera. If you big, bold enough, come on camera. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Oh, Wiley, I want to do it, but I can't come on camera. Then don't even waste your time auditioning. Let me block you. The qualifications are you have to show yourself on camera. Understand what I'm saying? Like you have to, understand that. So we reached out to Nick Cannon. We reached out to Nick Cannon. We reached out to Mariah Carey. We tagged them. We posted about it. We shared it. We did everything possible. And I stand by Mariah Carey. I stand by it. So if you can't, if you ain't got no thing to deal with all that, it is what it is. Just like I was talking with somebody today, and they was like, well, Wiley, you didn't speak to me in the chat. I can't speak to everybody in the chat. I can't. I can't speak to everybody in the chat. We talking about Nick Cannon. You mad because I ain't speak to you in the chat. I can't speak to everybody in the chat. Hey, welcome to the Wiley Show.
Good morning, Wiley.
Good morning.
I'm so glad that you're having this conversation. I agree with you, and most people would be very, tense to even have this conversation. I even want to say it because it's unpopular. But, to know that in slavery, they forced people to be breeders and forced women to not know their worth. But to see this happen today, people that we, as people of color who have the ability to do better financially and make decisions like this, you're right in what you're saying about Nick Cannon. I mean, just because he has money, you're basically telling your sons to be a bunch of breeders. You're telling your daughters they're not worth being married to or being faithful to. And it is sad. And then when you talk about the fact of how, people getting involved in making these bad decisions, and then they want the government to take care of it, I think the government should say, you know what? If we take care of the first one, I believe in forced birth control. There's birth control that you are not able to have children for 5 to 7 years. And if you're going to take a check from the government, you should have to be forced to take birth control until you get married to someone. And people can say all the time, Cynthia G, all these other people, that marriage is not important. This idea of just having children out of wedlock is tearing up the Black community. Do you see anybody else? And then all of a sudden, when you have these children out of wedlock, and they become expensive, you want to make them feel like a burden. Then you want to use them as a pawn, because if the guy has a child, now you want a child. And it just becomes something where that our kids, instead of them feeling the worth that they deserve, like any other child, like our white brothers and sisters' children, they got to feel like they're a mistake. And they even asked to be here. So this thing is here is like, this is people choosing to be slaves. And it is mental illness. What Nick Cannon is doing, what these women are doing, that's mental illness. To do this and know how it can hurt a child, you can't possibly tell me that you're sane. And money has nothing to do with, why would a person with that much money want to be a breeder? Would want to even show that kind of example to his children? The whole point of you having money is to do better for your family, to do better for your community, not to be this. And it's completely toxic, and I am so tired of seeing it. I am tired of seeing it. And, the other day you had Kiki Green on your show talking about politics. And you know what? We say how we want the government to get involved. How in the world is the government supposed to take care of all of this? They can't. They can't. And our kids just deserve better. They don't deserve to feel like a burden. They don't deserve
I want to say this, though. Like, I understand that if you're working full time, this parent working full time, if two parent households and all of that to be able to provide. But if you know that you are struggling with one child, why do you continue to have children? You understand what I'm saying? If it is a struggle, like say for instance, you got one child, or before the one child comes, you already struggling to take care of yourself. So if you're having a child, you know that's going to bring on more a financial burden to you, more bills, healthcare costs, food costs, school costs, all of that, more costs. So if you are already struggling as a single person, I highly suggest you should not take a chance bringing in another mouth to feed, not just another child, bringing an animal like a pet. If you can't afford to feed yourself, then you shouldn't even try to bring no pet in your house, because pets cost money, healthcare costs, food, and all of that. And like my friend reached out to me today. He said, "Hey, I don't have the money for lunch, but you're getting all these dogs and all this stuff there." No, you need to learn how to balance your budget. And then if you can't afford to feed yourself, then there ain't no need for you to be trying to become a new animal shelter.
Yes, and I think, but what you're speaking about, Wiley, and what you have been talking about for some days now is about accountability. You're saying And this is what, and that's the huge message here: being accountable for your actions, not necessarily trying to make other people feel responsible for your choices. Because, like I said, there's something mentally insane with a person to think that, you know what, if I'm already having a hard time, why would I go out here and put myself in this predicament? But I can tell you this, though, Wiley, depending on the environment you come from, how you were raised, the examples that were set before you, that, I don't care how much money you get, how much education you get. If that was something that you grew up with, that was the dynamics of your household, you are going to repeat it. And that's how people have generational curses.
And for me, my mom, I didn't repeat it because I broke that curse for me.
Thank
Because
God.
I saw how my mom struggled by having a lot of children and financially she couldn't take care of them. You know, like bills started to get cut off. She had a husband. He want to work, then he didn't want to work. You know, all of that. So I made the conscious decision. I said, when I become grown and an adult, I'm not going to make those same type of decisions. Getting women pregnant. For number one, not marrying them, just having a lot of children out there because it's going to hurt me in the long run. And that, as I sit here at 32 years old, I am more peace. I have a savings. I'm able to go out of town if I want to go out of town because I made that good decision not to be having all of these children and could not take care of them. Now, do I want to have children? Yes. I think a lot of people, if you ask them, they do want to experience being a father or a mother. But I've always said, can I afford it though? And I say, I'm not in the place of affording a child right now. Just not in the place of that. And then not only can I afford it, can I be there for that child emotionally? Right now, I'm too busy working on social media and it's taking majority of my day. How can I, be there for a child when I'm on the internet for over 40 to 80 hours a day, like a week? It's difficult because you're rarely going to be there for that child,
Yeah.
and so I have to understand that point. So if you're not going to be willing to be there and be all in, don't play no games.
That's right. And Wiley, that's you being a responsible individual, an accountable individual. Yes, we all make mistakes. You talked about the other day how you didn't always use protection, which is not a good thing. As young people make a lot of mistakes. But, as you mature, hopefully you don't be a person always learning the same thing. And it seems to me that you've learned from that.
Absolutely. I've learned because how I look at it.
The other part too. Don't you also find it, just to show you how this government is not about being what it needs to be conducive to the Black community? You see them rewarding our, people having all these children in a way, giving them this welfare. Now here are you, here's you, a young, male trying to work hard. These are the people that should be getting the help from the government. People that are shown some level of accountability. Like when you talked about the housing market, there were a lot of people who did not live above their means, was able to pay for their homes. And I think some level of reward should have came to that. But we have a government that rewards you doing things to hurt your community. Now they won't give a law to protect Black lives, but they will give money to keep breeding these children who will grow up being in gangs, shooting each other, domestic violence. Because when you have children
Absolutely.
And you can't take care of them, it causes other issues.
Absolutely, and I agree. I agree because and then I'm gonna go to you, Kelly, because I see you backstage.
Okay.
When I see people that when they file their taxes and they're able to get big refunds, and then when a person that don't have dependents don't get those same type of refunds, I think that's unfair because that person worked just as hard. They did not have children, and I don't think they should be penalized for not having children. I think they should be able to get a nice sum of a refund the same way with anybody that have dependents. You understand what I'm saying? Because you have to eat as well, and that's how I look at the situation. I understand the premise of having these government assistance programs because you need it because people need the help. But I also, with that mindset, we must take care of those that are not having the children, that are not doing that. You must also assist them as well when they need assistance, because there's some people that work full time still need government assistance help. Our elderly, that's on fixed income can't afford to pay the rent on a fixed income. Like your income is $800 from Social Security. You can't afford no $1,400-$1,500 in rent. So they should be able to get assistance and to get help from the, and I'm talking about our elderly. So those are the conversations. So back to Nick Cannon. Thank you, man. I'm gonna go to Kelly. We talking about Mariah Carey filing full custody of want full custody of her children, and we're definitely giving our thoughts. Thank you, man, for calling in.
You're welcome.
All right. Okay. We have Kelly backstage. And we're gonna bring Kelly on. Kelly,
Hey Wiley, how you doing?
hey,
I'm back at it, Wiley. I got what I would like to say is, first of all, everybody has to be responsible because those women knew what birth control was, just like Nick Cannon was. I get so sick and tired of everybody blaming the man for everything. Those women knew what time it was when they laid down and had them babies. You know, they knew what it was. They was, and they seen money, so they had a check baby. When you have a check baby, that's what you get. The baby and a check. You don't get time or nothing like that. There's no sacrifice made for check babies. Everybody know that. And as far as Mariah Carey is concerned, I mean, both of them are entertainers. So the time gonna be thin anyway. Once the man is not in the household, the time gonna be thin. You know what I'm saying? But to that caller, the African American community, we ain't the only one that have kids out of wedlock. White women have kids out of wedlock too. White women are the leading women on welfare and the least educated. So stop trying to stereotype us as like we the only one gonna have kids and they gonna be gangs and all that. No, we're not. We're not the only ones that have kids out of wedlock. White women do too, you know. But that's all I hate to say, Wiley. I just feel like women should be held responsible. Because those women, they knew just like Nick Cannon. They knew what it was. What you think?
I agree. I think that most of these women they know like Nick Cannon have all of these children, but again, most women now you got to understand uh economically they're not on the same level as Nick. They see a golden ticket to get an attention. This is a celebrity. He got money. It's a lot of women that all they want is a man with money. They don't want to be broke. They want the power. They want all of that, and they know if I have a child by him, that's 18 years worth of an income coming in. So that's why a lot of women do what they do. What I'm saying for Nick, and I hold him to this higher standard, is because you already have children. So you already, if you can't be there for your children that you got with Mariah Carey, why do you continue? Already health wise, you have your health spells where you have to be in a hospital and all of that. Then you have to work so hard, so you can't be there emotionally for all of those children, and that is where he's at today. But thank you so very much, Kelly, for giving your
I
point.
agree. Yeah, I agree with you too. I agree. You know, to me,
You breaking up, Kelly? I'm sorry.
nobody,
Go ahead, Kelly.
nobody had no. I said nobody has standards, Wiley. Nobody has standards no more. People just do
Mhm.
what they want to do, and the children suffer.
Right.
You understood
I
that?
hear you. I hear
Yeah,
you.
the children suffer. I
Thank
said
you so very
people.
much, Kelly.
Yeah, okay. See you later.
Thank you so very much. Okay. So that's just how that goes. We have the phone lines is open up. Uh, let me pray. Hello, you live on the Wiley Show.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey,
I disagree with the previous caller because there's an increase of single mother homes and every skin color of women in America thanks to black men. They suck. They don't take care of their kids, and they need to grow the hell up and get some mental health.
and I feel like if you can't afford children, don't have them. That's number one. That's the big hurdle. And if you can't be there for emotionally be there for your children, don't have the children. You know what I'm saying? And I see a lot of people are getting to the attributes. I see it a lot, especially in a lot of low income area. They have a lot of babies and they can't take care of them. and a lot of parents, some of them are good parents, but they all they have to do is work, and then they're not there for the children, and the children are able to be out there in the street. Some is carjacking, being in gangs, etc. Look at Chicago, and a lot of people, they were like, how these teenagers are able, where's the parents? The question is, where is the parents? Some of the parents are working, some of the parents just overworked, or they just let the kids just take over. And my thing is this: if you can't afford to provide for your children a good, decent home, and don't have children. It's just that simple. And if you have one, don't keep having them. Because people say, well, people make mistakes. If you keep making the same mistakes and expecting the same results, that's a sign that you need to get a checkup from some type of psychiatric facility, because you're doing the same thing and expecting this different result. Like, come on, like that's not good, in my humble opinion.
Wiley, these men be out here lying. They be triple, quadruple stacking women, having the babies by all these women having babies by the same man. Like, it's something wrong with them.
Wow.
And we always get the blame for it.
Of course, like these men, they do lie. They just out here insane, and it's just really sad. That's why I tell a lot of women, like, watch who, before you make this mistake, watch who you deal with, because a lot is just out there. Like I have a brother that have 6 children. He wanted to be out there in the street, sell drugs, and now he's locked up. So that means the children mother, she got to take on the blunt of every 6 children, infant children, 6, with a limited income, limited education, and you have to do it in this type of economy. And she was like, I can't, this is too much. I need assistance. Well, I'm sorry to say, you're going to have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I know that's hard.
But the thing about Nick Cannon, he did a Vlad interview when he was like, if you have a baby by me, you'll never have to work again. And I feel like that's why these women are having all these babies with him, because they don't want to work. They want the money. And I get it, but it's your child suffers.
Yes. And that's when you say stuff like that, and then you can't, but he can't say, you'll never have to work again financially, but he can't say, well, I'm gonna be there for him emotionally all the time, all the football game. He can't commit to that, because it's close to impossible, because he's working so much in the industry.
He never said he was gonna commit to that, though.
Absolutely, because he would be lying if he ever did say it. And so now they're dealing with the blunt of this, with all of this, because Nick Cannon have not always been that way. He had a family with Mariah Carey. He was married with Mariah Carey. He had a stable family. Okay, he ended that relationship, and I don't know what happened. I don't know if he trying to chase his royal oats. I don't know, but he just went on a spree of just spreading it wide open to multiple women, with different women. And now he cannot, and then he's not the healthiest person either.
Well, that is facts.
That, you know what I'm saying?
My question to you is, like, why won't you help your brother's baby mama?
I don't have it.
Ooh.
I don't have it. I don't have an income to support six children. I just don't have it. I'm not even going to try it. Go to the government.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? Because I can't do it. Because then if I do that, then my life stops.
That's true. I get that.
You know what I'm saying? It's no way, and I'm not even going to try to do it, because I don't have the income. I don't have an income to take care of 6 children. I don't have it. And I'm not even going to try it, because you should have listened to Brother Wiley when I said you need to stop. And then you didn't do it. Now you got to deal with that consequence. I'm not one of those type of parents or those type of people you make, and then you just keep on. I'm just not one. I'm not in that generation. That generation with big mama, I'm just not that generation. I'm a realist. You make the mistake, you better go to the government. You better put them kids in some singing. You better have them beat on some drums or something. But I just can't do it. The answer is no.
Well, all right, Wiley. That's all I have to say. Nice talking to you.
It's nice talking to you.
Bye.
Bye. I can't do it, and I've stand on that. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. Mm-mm. And I'm not even gonna try to do it. I don't have an income to support 6 children. Oh, you should just help a little bit. No, you can't do that, because if you try to help a little bit, they're gonna want more. So I don't even try to help a little bit. I can't do it. That ain't my responsibility. My responsibility is to take care of me and all of that. That's my responsibility. I can't do it. I'm trying to work for my life, and I'm not about to stop my life to help somebody else because they made those type of mistakes. Now I understand if the mother, if physically she can't do it, I need to step in. I'm not heartless. Then yes, I will have. I'm gonna really think about it. I have to. If she physically, he's in jail. Physically, you can't do it. Then yeah, I'm gonna think about it though. I ain't gonna just rush into it. You know what I'm saying? But if you physically can work, you get to work, and that's gonna make you a good mother. Get you a degree. I tell my sister this all the time. I said, you have a mom that's helping you. You have this. So take advantage of that. Get you a degree, stack up your money, because once mama leave, once that safety net leave, you need to be in a position to take care of your children. Because everybody don't have mama or grandmama to help. You don't have that. So once that safety net leave, you know what I'm saying? Because once I was kicked out, I had the best thing my family could have did with me is kick me out and say, do for self. And I did for self. So my mindset is different. I didn't have a mindset where family is paying my bills so I can call home. My bills are getting paid. If I go to jail, they're bailing me. I just don't have that. I don't have that mindset. When I got locked up, I didn't call my parents and say, hey, do this. I didn't. Hey, man, could you pay my rent? I just ain't got it, because it ain't the point that I can't do it. I'm just lazy. I just don't want to do it because I know you're going to do it. You understand what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at. So I'm very conservative. That goes for anybody. Like if you ask me, I ain't got it, because I didn't make those type of decisions. It is sad. And I look at my people, I look at my mom and how she's overworked and tired, because you not only are you trying to take care of yourself, but you got to take care of your mama. You got to take care of your daughter and then her children. You gonna be always be tired. And I'd be like, oh, you got to do all that. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Mm. But until you be like, y'all leeching off of me, because you got to take care of you first. You can't be trying to, well, I got to take care of my mama. I got to take care of my daughter and her children. Because what's going to happen to you? You're going to get in financial debt emotionally, and it's going to affect your health. It's going to affect all of these entities. I didn't make those type of decisions. So, mama, if you want to do that, go right ahead, mama. But I can't help you because you're trying to help too many people. And the help that I'm gonna give you is you need to cut some people off. Hello, you live on the Wiley Show.
Yes, well, I just wanted to call back in because I wanted to address something. People might disagree with me, and I'm not, but I must say this too. Why compare yourself to the worst? Regardless, even if our white brothers and sisters are on the welfare system, whatever, it is the kids in the black community that you see suffering. You see a lot of parents cussing at their children, yelling at their kids, all because they make them feel like they're to blame for who they laid down with. And yes, okay, Nick Cannon says, oh, well, if you have a child with me, you'll never have to work again. That's a lie. He doesn't know himself, the future. He got his plan, but God got his. When DMX passed away, remember, he started out with a lot of money too. And everybody wanted to have a child with him. And before you know, he had hardly any money before he left here. So my whole thing is this, is that nobody can guarantee you anything. Nobody but God. And the whole idea of saying, oh, well, they do it over here. Well, why compare yourself to those that do the worst? You should say, regardless of how bad they do, well, let me people over here to jump off of a building. Are you going to say, well, since they jump off the building, it's okay for me to do it? No, it's not. It's insane to rectify these toxic actions. It's insane to sit here and try to question you, Wiley, about why you don't help somebody with 6 children when you told them after the first one that, hey, this is not going to be good. And like I say, I'm into forced birth control. And the government's going to give you a check to take care of the first one. Then all give stipulation that you have to have a 5 to 7 year plan. Okay? And you need to be checked up to make sure that the birth control is working. Because no other children just need to be punished by your emotional upset because of your bad decisions. I hate to see, I remember seeing a lady just yanking on a baby's arm and cussing at the child because of what the dad didn't do, or telling the child, you just like your father. Well, how do you expect for him to grow up and be a young man and be any better than his father if this is what you want to do in terms of you treat your body like it's some kind of breeding thing? You don't care about your own worth, but yet you want your child to grow up to be great. You want your child not to be a part of a gang because you're basically saying, do what I say and not what I do. You're not even trying to be a good example. You asking him to do the impossible. And that is somebody who lacks accountability. This is crazy. And what gets me is the entitlement that people feel that after they make these mistakes, that people that are responsible like yourself or any of us that have worked hard, that we should take care of them. The only reason I'm into taking care of these children, because I don't want the babies to suffer. And I just don't feel they should be punished for this. But emotionally, this is abuse. This is abuse. And I'm glad you're talking about it. I'm glad you're brave enough.
And I have to talk about it because it's an unpopular, but it's very true, because I made a decision. I said, hey, I'm going to work full time on YouTube and step out on faith and focus on my dream. If I had children, it is no way I'm going to need this income plus the other income. I couldn't took that chance. You understand what I'm saying? Because I have to think about my babies. You know what I'm saying? Because those.
Yeah, but you know what, Ollie? I just want to say this. I try to be very responsible myself, but I remember working at a gym one time, and a lady told me, she said, "Oh, you're not married? You don't have any kids?" I said, she told me, "Oh, you don't have any kids?" And I said, "No, not yet. I'm not married yet." Well, honey, you don't need to wait to get married. You want a child, just have one. Do what you want to do. I said, and look, she was a woman that was in her 50s and 60s, you know what I mean? And I'm just thinking, why would you encourage me, who's trying to be, break the cycle, be a responsible woman, and you're going to tell me to do something like that? Just make yourself happy. That is the most selfish thing. No accountability for no concern for the child that could come into the world and miss out on having a father, or have a father that may not be the best, that he himself got to deal with being embarrassed by. Because I just want to have a kid? Oh, the devil is a lie. That to me, I'm sorry. You know what? To me, what you're talking about, the church should be talking about. Hey, this whole idea of catering to women and saying, yes, there are men out here that are not any good, but they're not going to be any good if you keep having these toxic relationships and having a bunch of babies with somebody who is not going to be a good father figure. How do you expect for your child to grow up and be a good father if you keep giving him bad ones? And you keep showing him that you can be messed over as a woman, that you can be trampled over. He's going to grow up with anger. He's going to feel like if mama took it, so can these other women. And these mothers out here feel like if they took it, they don't care if their sons don't do no better. It's just a sick society. And they call them good evil and evil good. And I don't care what our white brothers, you know what I mean? Look, regardless of what anybody does, if it's wrong, it's wrong. And I'm not going to compare myself to that. And if you got any type of sanity, you wouldn't either. So, no, I don't blame Mariah. Mariah should, look, she did it the right way. She got married first before she had any children. She tried to do it honestly. She tried to be patient with Nick. He has hung his own self. And no man can guarantee you anything. That's just sick in itself. It's like people don't even factor into God. They say the Bible's a lie. They say all this other stuff. But it seems to me there's tons of truth in there that if they had to listen to it, they wouldn't be in the predicament they're in.
Absolutely.
I mean, I know people make mistakes, but Wiley, we can't keep doing that. We cannot. I mean, you're talking about how money is needed for education. All the money they put in having all these children, they could have educated you 3 times over. I mean, anybody out here single, trying to be responsible, coming from a background that didn't have all these type of attributes, but you made it out, it should be help for you when you're trying to make it out. Even if it's a single mom, that just has to go back to school.
Thank you.
I'm still independent for that one.
Thank you so very much for calling in.
You're welcome, Wiley.
All right, bye-bye. Okay. Hold on, somebody calling me. Now, the rest of y'all going to have to hit the link of the phone lines. The rest of y'all going to have to hit the link. So hit the link. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm gonna send you the link in your text message. You just hit the link. Yeah. Oh yeah, go ahead. You don't have to come on camera. All right. Bye-bye. All right, moderators, can y'all copy the link for we're not doing the phone lines because the phone is low. All right. So, and we've been on here for an hour talking about Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon. I remember he married Mariah when they had 2 children. When Nick left Mariah, which was a poor excuse when she really needed him, he had moved on. And it's not the problem. Marriages sometimes don't work. But, don't keep having all these children if you can't take care of them. All right. We're not looking for new mods. We are done with mods. We are done. All right. We ain't adding no more mods. The next opening will be for a moderator in 6 months. We are good. We got rid of some mods that no longer were able to work on the Wiley show. We got new mods. So we're not having no more mods until the next 6 months. Okay. Or until we get to 50,000 subscribers, then we'll add a new mod. Whichever one comes first, then we'll add a new mod. Okay. Now we're talking about Nick Cannon and we're talking about Mariah Carey, and we're talking about both of them. How do you feel about her want full custody of the children? And what comes with that, she's going to ask for child support. Probably. I can't say that for a fact, but Kim Kardashian did the same thing. She's supposed to get, I think, $200,000 from Kanye West a month. I don't know how much Mariah Carey is going to get from Nick Cannon. Go ahead, caller. You live on the air.
Well, this is what I feel about Mariah Carey. I feel at this point she's being jealous of all of the babies he's having. And as far as, I don't blame Nick. He can have all the babies he wants. It's his body. And if the women want to agree to have his little baby, that's their business. And I'm proud of them. Have as many as you want. I believe that Black kings should make as many kings as they want, kings and queens as they want. I feel the only men that made these laws, these mayonnaise people that made these laws, those laws are for him. One wife, one, marriage and couple. That's his life. That has never been a lifestyle for a Black king. A king is supposed to produce and make more kings. And that's what Nick Cannon is, a king. But let me talk the reason why he's doing this.
Well, let's be clear. If that's your idea, make more king, should you be there for them emotionally or just make them?
He is definitely there emotionally for his kids.
How is that? And when Mariah Carey said he barely able to see the twins.
Well, Wally, when you have a married couple and a man is a businessman, most of those men that are married to these women barely get to spend time at home. That's not the point. He's able to financially take care of his children, and that's the way they want it.
But then he's not able to be there for the children emotionally. Like,
yes, he is.
And then you're not there to be there for the children emotionally. That's gonna, that's hurting the child emotionally because their father can't be there for the football game, basketball game, recitals, because they're always working. And then Nick Cannon is taking pictures with other people. So that he must feel some type of way. I'm talking about his children with Mariah. she must feel the type of way like, bruh, not only are you not able to be there for your children, your oldest children, but you're somewhere else making another child and then taking pictures. Like, that is an issue.
She's jealous. She's just jealous. She's old. She's jealous. She's overweight. She need to go sit her behind down. Her days is over. Like, Nick had a death threat, you know, as far as his health is concerned. He wasn't even going to be here. And I strongly feel it's because he caught the AIDS. Now, it was never lupus.
Now, wait, Ms. Barbara, we can't say that at all that he caught that. What he had is,
I believe, in my opinion,
is lupus. No, you can't do that. Did you see his medical records when it comes to stuff like that?
No, listen.
No,
when it
I'm just asking. You can't make, you know, that's how Tasha K got sued by putting it out there. He have lupus, so I'm not going to try to put something else on him unless you see his medical records, unless you have any evidence or proof on that.
But I'm giving my wisdom and opinion.
No,
and
you can't give your opinion by putting a disease on somebody if they don't have that disease.
No, in my opinion, he was sick with that disease, and that's why he was making all of those babies. That's my opinion.
He had lupus, but you're saying that he has something incurable. No, that's not the same. Lupus and AIDS are totally two different things.
And I definitely know that because I worked in the hospital where I took care of both of them before they took their last breath. So I know what I'm talking about. I believe that was always.
If you know what you're talking about, then you shouldn't say, well, it's the AIDS. No, you can't put that on him unless you've seen his medical records, unless you've seen his blood work, unless you've seen all that for yourself. But you just can't say that. No, he have lupus, and that's
judging him in my opinion. I'm judging him in my opinion. What I'm doing is judging in my opinion.
But you can judge your opinion, but you got to make sure you have facts about that. You just can't put a disease on somebody if they don't have that. That's defamation.
Okay. Well, let me take the defamation out. But
you know what I'm saying? And just like you, I don't know your circumstances where you have to be there. I think you said for your grandbaby.
I have to be there for everybody.
I'm asking you a question. You have to be there for your grandbaby?
What you mean?
Like, you have to babysit your grandbaby. Like, that's not your biological.
I don't have to babysit. No, I don't have to babysit. They just live in the household with me. I don't have to babysit. Their mother's here.
But you have to be there for them because they sleep or are they up?
No, I don't have to be there at all. Right now, my daughter is in the room. She brought me the beautiful baby. You know, she wanted to get a little sleep. That's all. I'm up. That's why she asked me, will I watch the baby? Well, you know, I'm up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is that is a blessing to have a mother that is up where you can give the baby to her. But I feel for the mothers that don't have that, where they got to be with their baby 24/7 because they don't have people to say, hey, can you leave? Can you give me a little minute? Where's the child father?
They're not married.
No, I'm saying they're not married, but where's the child father? Is he in the child's life?
Yes.
And they're not married.
No, because you know it's a beautiful thing when you choose life. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of going
so is he there for the child? Is he there for the child financially and paying good money financially, like paying the bills and stuff like that?
Yes. The best he could do right now. I don't believe in people putting people on child support.
No, when you say the best for the bills, like say for instance the bills. So would your daughter agree that he's helping with the bills, or that's just you saying that he does that?
No, my daughter got a job to take care of her own baby. She's not married.
I understand that, but does the father put in the same work that the mother does?
Yes, right now, because right now he's a little designer. He's a black designer, and he works a job. He only have a Foot Locker job. So, you know,
he only have a Foot Locker job, but with that income, do y'all see where he's financially being there?
Yes, his parents, all of the grandparents are stepping up because they, you know, he's not financially set. My daughter's very educated. She has a real estate license. She just got a beautiful, big, high-paying job. I don't believe in her putting nobody on child support. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to do what they got to do.
All right.
The king is born. And a king is born, and a little king is born.
All right. Thank you so
But
very much.
Wally, my whole thing is this. A white man is not going to put his laws on a black king. A king is supposed to make as many babies as he wants to, and that's just my nature. That's just what I know. I don't believe in this. I don't believe a man should have one wife. I don't believe that. I believe a black man should have more than one wife.
I feel like if you want to be the type of man to have multiple wives, make sure your income can support those wives.
And that's Nick Cannon. He can support all his children.
And he can support. And then also the thing about it is where it's going to be a challenge. How can you give emotional attention to all of those children and speaking about the children, how can you do it? If you got children in this state, that state, you can only be at one place at one time. You can't be at multiple places at the same time.
He has a lot of money. And
but can he be at one place at multiple times? Like at the same time? Can he be at one place at the same time?
No, but Wally, you have to look at it like this. Most people that are married with children can't even go to their kids' basketball games, and they miss a lot of their children occasions because they are working.
I understand that. And
you have married people that don't even spend time with them.
They can't do that. But if you're making the decision to continue to have children over and over in different places, you definitely can't be there for the children. Emotion. It's a challenge when you're working full time.
Well, the way Nick Cannon is set up, his children are all fine. And they all going to have a beautiful life, and they all are going to be educated. So, that he has everything that they need.
So with Nick Cannon, and she have to take full custody, that means that Nick Cannon is not there for the children emotionally. And probably we don't even know if he's there for them financially. We're going to know once we get the court documents, once we get more information, and we're going to see about that. So thank you, Miss. Well,
Mariah don't need no money. She has her own money.
I understand that. Just because you have your own money, the father still got to financially provide. So just because I got millions in the bank, don't mean that you don't have to give and to help financially with the children.
That's one thing that men need to start changing. They're going to have to start changing these child support laws so these ladies can stop making these babies on these men just to get a bag. Now, that's them ladies doing that. Those ladies are taking Nick babies so they could get their $1 million check. And that's what's going on.
I understand that the whole thing.
Don't take accountability for that.
I understand that.
Frankly, they don't even care if he's
I understand that what you're saying about the whole thing with child support. My thing is that if the father's taking care of the children, he should not be on child support. I agree. We both can agree with that. But if you got a father out there ain't providing for the children, ain't doing for the children, doing all that, they need to be on child support. Period.
Well,
if they're not providing for the children, they're not doing that for the children, then yes, they need to be on child support. But if they are a father providing for the children, taking care of the children, then no, they shouldn't be on child support.
No,
if you're out there just having children and not taking care of them, then yes, you need to be on child support.
For me, I feel that if a person doesn't want to take care of their child, move on, because you could bring yourself so many problems trying to get somebody on child support. There's been a lot of things happening with that. A lot of times these men are incarcerated. They never get on their feet. No, I don't believe in putting.
I don't have no excuse about that. That's you. You did the crime. My thing is that children got to eat. And if that mother is out there working and providing all that, then that man got to do the same thing, right? And so if they can't do it, then put them on child support. And don't just be talking. I tell this, I have a friend. I'm going to have to put him on. I said, stop talking about it. Be about it. If he ain't doing it, do it.
I tell people just the opposite. I say, look, I'm gonna keep it on me and my situations. I told my daughter straight up like this: you're not putting that boy on child support. Get a job and take care of your
I thought he was provided for. So, see, this is what I'm saying, Miss Barbara. That is you are a terrible parent by giving her advice and telling her not to put him on child support when he's not providing for the child.
He's doing what he can do.
Ma'am, it's not about you doing what you can do. If you ain't doing nothing, you can't make those type of excuses. You cannot. That does not make any sense. You don't discourage your daughter and say, don't put him on child support. He's doing the best he can, and he ain't doing it. So obviously, he's not doing what he's supposed to do financially.
Well, baby, it worked because now she got a job paying $50 an hour. She's in school, and the school is also giving her checks.
What is the man doing? Not what your daughter doing, because it should be two incomes. What is the man doing?
Well, right now he don't have no money to do nothing because
that's why he needs
because he cannot. He lives in New York. The rent, she lives with her mother that pays her rent. You know what I'm saying? But like right now, he has to pay his rent. He has a lot of bills to pay.
I don't care if he have a lot. That's his. But you still got to provide for that baby, because if you are not here, then what that baby gonna do?
Well, I'm not. Well, I don't believe in child support. I don't believe in, if a person wants to take care of their baby, they're going to take care of their baby. I'm not putting nobody on child support to force them to take care of their baby. That's just.
So you would rather struggle and not get any type of help?
No, they're not. You're not going to struggle. When you're doing right by your children, God going to provide.
God is providing by saying, put him on child support.
No, that's ruining his life. She's not his wife. He's going to have a wife soon. You know, she should have been responsible, taking care of herself. If she's not getting pregnant, now that she got
so it's just on your daughter, but not the man. Because last time I checked, Ms. Barbara, you're from the old school. Don't it take two to create?
Yeah.
Don't it take two to create?
What?
Don't it take two to create a child, to conceive a child? Don't it take two? Don't it take a man and a woman? That means two parties, correct?
Yeah, but listen to this.
So if it takes two parties to create, that means two people got to be there for that child financially. It shouldn't just be on one parent.
I'm more concerned about two people being for this child for love than financial. You understand?
Love ain't pay bills.
Her pocketbook. He is not her pocketbook.
Look, ma'am. Can you pay, ma'am? Let me ask you a question, Ms. Barbara. Can you pay your rent with love? Answer the question. Yes or no? Can you go to your landlord and say, I ain't got the money, I got love? Can you do that?
No, you cannot.
So love is one thing, yes. But you got to be there for them financially, because the children just don't live on love alone. If that's the case, everybody can do, I just got love. No, it takes money in this type of society.
Wiley, the bottom line is I don't believe, and you can't get pee out of a tree. If you don't got it, you don't got it. I'm not going to take somebody's child that's 22 years old, struggling, and have this child all up in the court system because I allowed myself to get pregnant. No, I have to take the responsibility.
But she did not lay down and get that baby by herself.
Okay, but you understand what I'm saying? So therefore, you knew what you was dealing with. You knew what you was dealing with. You knew this man was not financially set. So therefore, y'all have to work it out. You don't go vengeance trying to put somebody on child support. Right now, what we're working out, when he got it, he'll get it. He's working on to get better. He's designing his clothes. When he makes money on his clothes, he buys his baby things. His mother buys the baby things. The father buys the baby things. Everybody's pulling together. He doesn't need to be on child support, and he don't have the so he won't have a driver's license. He'll be in jail. He'll be all messed up before he even get a job. When he get himself together, he will take care of his baby properly the way he's supposed to with the big financial notes. But right now, everything is fine. You know, I don't feel no. And my daughter, she got a beautiful job now, and she's in school, so she's doing the right thing. And why? Because God blessed her. Why? Because she didn't try to make somebody's life miserable. Why make the child miserable? I didn't believe in that. No, I
Thank
stopped
you.
all that.
Thank you. Hold on 1 second, Ms. Barbara. I'm gonna bring somebody else in, and we're gonna bring you back on the conversation. In this type of conversation. We have somebody backstage. Hello, welcome to the Wiley Show. I hope you didn't wait too long.
Hey Wiley, how you doing?
All right.
I want to say in regards to Miss Barbara, who was just speaking, she was saying like the women should think about what they're doing before they lay down. Well, maybe the men should think about it too, like her grandchild's father. He knew what he was doing. He knew he didn't have a job. He knew he didn't have money, but he laid up in her daughter and got her pregnant. So where's the accountability for the men?
I want to make sure, and that's a very good question. We got Miss Barbara backstage. Do you mind if I bring her on so you can ask her that question directly?
Yep. Absolutely.
Miss Barbara, you live.
Yes, darling. What is the question you want to ask me?
Okay, so hey, Miss Barbara, how are you?
How are you, darling?
I'm doing well, getting ready for work. I have a question. It's no offense to you. I want to be as respectful as I can. But my question is, okay, so you say that women, we need to think about who we lay down with and have a baby. But where's the accountability for the men? Your grandchild's father, he knew what he was doing when he laid down with your daughter. He knew that he was not prepared to be a father. He knew that he was not financially ready. Yeah, your daughter, she knew that too, but he knew that as well. And he's the one who, helped her out having a baby. So where's the accountability?
Well, they give different evil options for people, and most young people consider that option before they consider anything. But then when you got a grandmother that said, hold on, wait a minute, sweetie, we ain't doing no things like that, because in my opinion, that's straight up murder, my dear. So we won't be going that route. You need to accept the responsibility what you did and stop trying to delete people, and that's it. I don't believe in that, because I believe that one thing about it, my daughter, okay, December 1998, December 1999, you understand, back to back, I could have deleted one of them. What woman has a baby right after she has another baby? So my whole thing is there will not be no deleting. Don't go into this. I'm not going to let you.
I didn't ask about deleting. One
thing I'm not going to let you do is in your life, like I have to do. Like, see, when I was 18 years old, my mother.
But that has nothing to do with what.
Me. My mother was not there to take care of me. And what happened? My first pregnancy was deleted. And I suffer ever since. I'm 59 years old, and I still suffer from the nightmare of deleting that baby. So I don't believe in deletion. So that's why.
Well, see, I don't believe in deletion either, because I've been there, done that. But what I'm asking about is where's the accountability? Well, let me go ahead and go back, because I want to say this as well. You said that Black kings should spread their seeds far and wide. I would agree with that if we were in Africa or in a different country where you could legally marry. Well, hold up, Miss Barbara, where you could legally marry and have wives under one house, and they raise it as like a system, a community. But that's not what he's doing.
That's not comfortable. You need your own house.
They got the money for it. Nick Cannon, you said he's rich. He has the money for it. Why not marry them and have them under one roof? But no, he decides to go around, and his own ex-wife said that he's not there for the kids. So he's being irresponsible is what he's doing. It's irresponsible and it's ignorant. Now, if he had them all under one house and they lived as a community and they helped each other, they helped school, the kids and everything, I would be like, okay, I get it. But the women, they're wrong too. But Nick, he know what he's doing.
You should never be in the same house with another wife. You should always have your own wife.
No, what I'm saying about it, as a man, we must hold men accountable for the things they have been doing, because they come at the women. But last time I checked, it takes two.
It takes two.
You deposit your
check.
your check, into that woman, and the child was conceived, right? And so with that comes responsibility. And if the woman gotta provide, so is the man. I say the same thing, and it's a very unpopular thing. I don't say none on my show that I don't tell my family. I tell my mom, I said, you know, you need to tell my sister. I said, you need to put these men on child support because you keep doing it because number one, you can't hardly pay your bills. You in a struggle because you're doing it the wrong way. The same thing. I said, I can't do it. I don't have it. And if you big and bold enough to have children, then be big and bold of them to take care of them.
Okay, now Wiley,
it goes both ways.
I think that it's a requirement that the family just have to help with the load, and then you have another child. Then you have another child. I've seen it happen because I see it in my own family.
Okay, Wiley.
We must hold men accountable. If they're not financially taking care of the children, yes, they should be on child support.
Okay, Wiley, let's put it this way. My young son is 17 years old, a 4.0 in college. I'm in his ear every day about this sex in these girls. If he was to accidentally get a girl pregnant, he's 17 years old. Okay, he's graduated. He's going to be 18 years old when he graduate. He don't even have his life or career together. He get a little Foot Locker job or something. I'm supposed to tie this child up, ruin his life, get his driver's license suspended, and ruin him financially, and get a felony on him, get him thrown in jail with rapists and prostitutes. Why? Because he can't afford to take care of his child. I don't think so. And that's what the government is doing to our youth.
Hold on. You are presenting an argument for those that do not pay their child support.
Period. Exactly.
You have to go to jail. They don't just throw you in jail for being on child support. If you violate the order and not paying, then you get locked up.
Do you know how many people don't have a job to pay child support?
He should have thought about that. A lot of mamas don't have jobs.
I have brothers, and I see when the child support get them, and they have more than one child. Okay, so now they don't have their license, they losing their job and carrying on. Then they thrown in jail, and when they thrown in jail, they getting more mentally ill. Oh, when I get out, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna hurt. You know, it's too much. That's why they had to change that law drastically. Like,
Ms. Barbara, I have a question. Can I ask you something real quick?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're watching. I assume that your daughter's probably at work. Where is
No, she's not at work. She's sleeping right now. She's sleeping.
Okay.
Where's the father?
I'm about to say.
So
if you're watching
the daughter. So this is the point I want to say to the grandmothers.
Wiley, I have to go. I have to get ready for work, but I love you and thanks for allowing me to.
We're having a conversation. This is great dialogue. Thank you so very much, Will. Okay, Ms. Barbara, hold on one second. I'm gonna put you backstage. I'm gonna get other people. Hold on, Ms. Barbara, because I want people to give their point. If they want to, I want to bring somebody else that's up here. Hello, sis.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
Well, I love your show. Good morning. Oh,
good morning.
I cannot sit here and hear this any longer. This is that generational curse BS that needs to be broken today. You would hold your daughter to a standard to the fact that she can't give up the child. She can't deal with her mistakes how she see fit. But you want to give all of these excuses to these men and your son included. Like, are you serious right now? You don't want him to be financially responsible, but she is to be morally responsible. Right?
And
that's what she said.
That is a cycle that do need to be broken.
I'm sorry.
You can't say, well, he don't have no money. Well, he made that decision.
Just because you can does not mean you should.
Absolutely.
And this whole idea of women having to be strong enough to do no. He needs to be just as responsible as she is. And
Absolutely.
Do you think for 1 second that when he gets married to this other lady, whoever she may be, that the whole situation is not going to switch up? If you don't miss me with that, because I can guarantee you one thing, he's going to be responsible for her child because he's going to be on paper as her husband. He'll have no choice.
And my thing is with a lot of grandparents, they defend these men, but they got the baby.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if he ain't got no job, why can't he have the baby so y'all can sleep? But you got to be up. Okay, y'all home. But
It's not even about that.
No.
It's literally and truly, who pays for the health care for the child?
Absolutely.
Are they on state assistance, or are they all out of pocket? Because I know that's expensive.
That's
After
very
that, I know
expensive.
that's expensive. So if it's out of the state's pocket, then you know what? They coming for somebody because somebody's got to pay them back.
Absolutely. And
Period, point blank.
because she said at one point, well, he's working at full. Oh no, he ain't working. So my thing is that, you know, if you don't put smoke under these men, they're not going to do
Exactly.
So,
He'll get a job once he's on paper.
Absolutely.
And keep it too, to stay out that jailhouse.
Yes. Well, is this your first time for calling?
I love you though, Wiley. I absolutely love you. Hi, all. Good morning. Have a great day.
Good morning. You was triggered to call in.
I could not sit back because I feel sorry for her granddaughter. I feel so sorry for her because I'm like, you put this woman in between a rock and a hard place. You told her no. She's held to a whole moral standard that is impossible to keep. It is impossible to keep without losing your mental, your emotional, and the physical on top of it. And then you have the audacity to sit here and say that this man can run off scot-free. Are you serious? And you worried more about him going to jail than you are her mental and emotional well-being? Something needs to give there. Something that's a problem. That's a real problem I have with this whole strong Black woman shit. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Good morning to you, ma'am.
I'm sorry. I'll take my foot off the gas. As for Nick and Mariah, though, I do want to come back and speak on that.
Oh no! Talk about Nick and Mariah, because that was the point where the original conversation was, and it spilled on into real life. But do you agree with Mariah Carey saying, "Hey, I want full custody of the children"?
Hell yes.
With the children.
Hell yes. And I'm sorry, I'm a diehard Mimi fan, so I may sound a little bit biased, but I'm speaking as someone who would speak for another mother. If I send my kids over to see you, and they come back telling me they didn't like going to daddy's house because he upped this chick and her newborn because they got a bond for the first year. I didn't really get to spend too much time with Pops. I don't want to go back over there. It's gonna take me one time to hear that. And all of this is off, it's out the window. We're gonna do something different because at this point now you are subjecting my children to your shenanigans. And that I can see her having no parts of that. I also understand Mariah Carey being a mega star. Let's call it what it is. She's not a regular schmegular person. She's not. She's most definitely not like the other women that he's had children with, not to take anything away from them, but they are not mega stars like Mariah Carey. She has to be very, very, very careful with the people that are around her children because she don't know them. She don't know them. Period. And I get it. I get it. Like, I just can't subject my children to your shenanigans like that. I can't. And I can guarantee you she'd be willing to give up any sort of child support. Like, bruh, you can keep the child support. I just want full custody because I'm not subjecting my babies to your bullshit any longer. If you want to spend time with them, then you can spend time with them, but not with your other children. You're going to give them your time. They old enough to walk, talk, and do the hokey pokey. So yeah, I'm sure they've come back and told her a few things, and she's not here for it.
Thank you, sir. And that's how the point that I was making on there. And I said, she feels like, boy, this is unfair. This is unfair treatment. And we're going to see about that and get more details. When I heard about it, I said, oh, she's fed up with him not being able to be there for the children because they're going to come back to the mom like, oh, dad is doing this, not here for us. And those questions, and she like, wow, because you know they're gonna bring it back to the mother.
Yeah, because I think her and Nick are cool. I really don't think they have any problem, but I think because it's like, why now? What is he on baby number 10?
Absolutely.
She could have done this like 3 babies ago. She could have done this 5 babies ago. She didn't. She did it now because clearly the kids have come back and said something to her, and she's not here for it. She's not here for it, and she's got to be protective of them.
I feel you on that, but thank you so very much, ma'am, for hitting on this lovely morning. And I said, wow, because I was so like when I did the show, I said I gotta talk about this Nick Cannon, and Mariah Carey subject again.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it, and this is the type of conversation. And what people are saying that they don't want to put their man on child support because it's going to hurt them chances. We definitely got to break that cycle. And we hailing women up to this pedestal, and this, we must hail the man up to that same standard.
Mm-hmm. For sure. For sure. It's just not fair to them. It's just not fair.
Absolutely. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Wiley.
Thank you. All right. So that's what I have to say about that. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. You just never know who's going to hit the link and come on and talk to us and having these conversations and all of this type of stuff. It was just super excited that sister hit the link and done that. I did see Kevin backstage, but he hung up. So Kevin, if you want to hit the link, I sent the link, or if anybody want to hit the link and have the conversation, you're more than welcome to have the conversation about it. And I have to definitely say that I feel that she is very in her right, and I'm talking about Mariah Carey, to put Nick Cannon for full custody and then also for child support as well if he's not taking care of the children financially, because many people assume, but that's probably not the case. So we're going to see those details when we get more details when it comes up. Also, I'm going to bring, I think Miss Barbara is backstage, and she got her hand up. She want to say something else. And if anybody else want to say something as well, you can. All right. I see you back on, Miss Barbara.
My whole thing is this, Wally. My whole thing is this: if they will give a black man a job, then I would say put him in jail if he don't pay child support. But what the system is doing is not giving these men a job and putting them in jail. I'm not down with that. I'm not going to get down with that.
It's plenty job. You do, ma'am. You do know it's a lot of jobs that say got not hiring signs.
Listen, Wally, and there's a lot of people that cannot get those jobs. I'm in the ghetto, and I've seen,
and it's jobs that you can get when you have.
I've seen ex-gang members beat the street trying to get anybody to hire them, especially at McDonald's. I'm telling you things that I witnessed.
They do have, that it's companies that exist that hire you when you have a felony.
Now they have something good. Now they have construction jobs for men. If they in jail, they give them their OSHA license for free. Now they have a better opportunity, which I'm very grateful for. But my whole thing, I still said what I said. I just don't believe these child support laws have to be changed. You don't know how many men's lives are being destroyed behind child support laws, and these women are using these laws to make these men's lives miserable, and I don't believe in that. That's just it.
Thank you so very much.
Okay. Don't let this have anything to do with my job.
Thank you. No, you have a right to your opinion. Okay. Bye-bye. All right. So you have a right to your opinion. Sometimes we don't always agree, but we definitely can have a conversation to agree to disagree. And that's the conversation that we had, that we're having on this morning. And I want to give a special shout out to people that hear this and having these conversations and thriving in these conversations and with these conversations that you need to be having every household, because it's a lot of what's going on. Because at the end of the day, the grandmother got to step in, and it's a lot of grandmothers are stepping in to help their daughters raise the children. They got to step in. You know what I'm saying? My mother the same way. She's another grandmother that's stepping in. And then she going to do something for her career, but can't really focus because you're too busy taking care of the grandkids. You're too busy taking care of your daughter, but you can't focus on you. And it's a strain on you financially. But until you're willing to cut people off and to say, listen, you need to get your life together, then it ain't going to get together. You know what I'm saying? So I see all of this. These ain't the conversations that I have just on YouTube. I said to my family, I said, Mama, I said, if you're not careful, you're doing too much. You're taking care of the kids. You're trying to do your real estate license. You're trying to sell books. But you got to pick this person up for work. You got to take care of your mama. It's too much on your plate. And if you don't start taking stuff off your plate, it's going to wear you down. Understand what I'm saying? So it's going to wear you down. And if you don't make this stand up and say, hey, you need to be there for your children. Because I can't do it alone. Because I say if you go to the hospital, she's gonna have to do it because I ain't doing it. All right. So you got to take care of your man. You got to bring him to the hospital. It's just too much stuff. And then you can't hardly have conversation because you tired and wore out. Understand what I'm saying? That's not right. So, here we go. I'm gonna go backstage. We have somebody else, Miss Lovely.
Hi, Wiley. Can you hear me?
Good morning. Yes, I can. Good morning.
Good morning.
I know it's early, you guys, but I said, hey, we gonna talk about this Mariah Carey because I was led to talk about this subject.
Well, Wiley, I got to keep it kind of short. I just want to, give you my personal experience.
Go ahead.
I was actually engaged to my baby's father, and he was doing really good. So he drives trucks. He makes pretty good money. He has 4 kids. Well, when he's not with the mother anymore, he doesn't do for the kids anymore. It kind of cuts out. And then he's out. I have text message proof and everything of him telling me, like, you're not giving up no ass, so I'm not giving up no money. Stuff like that.
Wow.
And I'm like, we have a child. Like, Wiley is crazy. Like, but we have a child together, and I don't believe in child support either. Like, I try to give everybody a fair chance because his license was suspended in one state and he had them in Georgia type stuff. So I'm like, I don't want to, do that to you. I'm only 24 years old. I make about $65,000 a year. Now that's good money, but I live in Horn Lake and I have to work in Memphis. So the cost of living in Horn Lake to be out of the Memphis city limits, because Memphis crime is terrible, and I have a son. It's expensive to do everything by myself. So recently he said that he was gonna pay all the baby mamas, which is embarrassing. I did not come from a family that's just. I shouldn't have been dealing with him in the first place. I can accept this. He told me he was gonna pay all his baby mama's bills for the month of December. We didn't see that, Wiley. Don't hold your breath on that. So I ended up falling short on my rent, and he told me that he would let me borrow $600. Well, listen, borrow now doesn't do anything for the child. So I'm like, okay, whatever. He finds out that I'm talking to a new guy, but when you first start talking to a man, you don't need to be asking him for money. Don't run him off, He finds out I'm talking to a new man, and he's like, well, you're talking to these niggas, and you don't need to be asking me for money. Send me my money back. And had his mama to tell me to send him the money back. So I sent him the money back. Everybody was telling me that I was crazy, which I felt crazy, but my peace was more important. So I sent him his money back. But Wiley, that same day, I filled out those child support papers because I felt the lowest. Like, I'm trying to help you not be in jail and help you not get in trouble because you back on child support, but you doing me like this because you got the money. He told me I just randomly found $1,000 the other day, so I can do it. So he has the money. He just doesn't. If you're not with him, if you're not giving him anything that he wants, he doesn't care. So
I want to say this part, and I respect that you finally put him on child support. You got to do it. If he's not providing, put him on child support. Who gives a darn? You don't want to hurt her chance of him to go to jail. That's on him because it's affecting you to take care of your children. Your rent is short because you're taking care of this only household with your children. So of course you should put him on child support. And you trying to date, move on with your life. And this is the thing that gets me with a lot of brothers. The women want to date a man and they want to move on with their life. And then you definitely don't want to provide for the children because the woman moved on. Just because she moved on, you still have children or a child by this woman. So your dedication and your financial should still be there for the children. So just because the woman moved on with another man does not mean you, as the baby father, should no longer pay money.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. To hear that lady talking like she was like that, and to be actually, I'm living it. that was farthest thing that she should have even said. Men get passes all the time. Like that man said on the Shade Room. If you want to know something about America, you ask a black woman because we can't afford to fuck around and find out.
Yeah, and what I want to say is because those people where Miss Barbara is representing, she's representing those mothers that make excuses for their sorry sons. You know what I'm saying? Representing that type of generation. And my thing is this: if you big and bold enough to lay down and make these babies, be big and bold to take care of these children. And my thing, if you're not gonna do it, put them on child support. Don't threaten them. Say, I'm gonna put your, just do it. You know what I'm saying? Because if he ain't doing that, if you gotta struggle, why struggle? And he got money, but he ain't doing it, so he need a court order. Now, I understand if he's providing and you just being mad and being petty just to put him on there just to be petty. No, you wrong. But if he's the type of deadbeat that's not provided for the children, they need to put him child support. The same thing with deadbeat moms that want to have children and don't want to provide for their children. Put her on child support. It goes the same way. And you having these children, it took two parties to provide to make these children. And you know you're gonna probably need two incomes to take care of these children because the average person don't have a Nick Cannon income. I don't have a Nick Cannon income, so if I have 3 children, I'm gonna have to work and work hard. You know what I'm saying?
You're right, Wiley. But I'm getting ready for work too, Wiley. I'm gonna have to jump off. But this is my first time on here. Yes, it is, and I enjoy talking to you. I listen to you every day. I try to go back and listen to some of the old stuff too.
Yes, and make sure you subscribe and make sure you come back on and call in, have your opinion. I'm sorry that you're going through this. And I want to ask you this last question. When you put him on child support, what was his reaction? Is he paying the child support payment?
Well, so I just sent the papers off like a week ago.
Okay.
Like this is very recent. So he doesn't even know, Wiley. So I mean, here's what it is. Yeah. You know, I had been telling him I was, which I probably shouldn't have been, you know, because he was like, oh, she's not going to do it. You know, she keeps saying she's going to do it. She's not going to do it. But, you know, I finally reached that breaking point where it's not fair. You know, you got all these kids and you got 2 of them on child support. You need to put them all on there. And he keeps saying, well, I'm going to get, they're taking me off. I'm taking one to court to get custody. And this, but he still, you know, it's just a big mess pot. So I'm like, no, you need to put them all on there and do the right thing. And mine, and he's the baby, you know, it's kind of like my baby is important too. Like,
absolutely.
You know, don't do it.
I understand when you say, okay, I'm going to put you on child support. And some men will hear that and get right. But some of these men out here, you just can't put a little threat. And some of y'all do it so much, it don't even, that just, you know what I'm saying? You just got to do it.
Yeah.
Just like a child is out of, you know, I'm gonna whoop you and never do it. Like the child, like, because you just selling wolf tickets. So, so if he's not taking heed to the threat of you doing it, then you got, okay, I told you I was gonna do it. You still ain't acting right, so now I'm gonna do it.
Exactly, Wiley. That's
you
what I do.
So that's just how that goes. And I come hard on men because I'm a man. I know a lot of people, oh, well, you hard on the man, because that's not right. That's not right. You know that if you having children, especially when you have multiple baby mamas, you make that mistake. You should stop and say, listen, I can't afford, I'm going to wrap it up in these other entities so I can't keep adding it, because you should already know. You can't keep saying, I can't make a mistake. You got 4 baby mamas. It take a time that you got to take some blame for what you did.
Exactly, because I own up to, you know, because me having no kids, I shouldn't have been dealing with a man with all those kids. I was still in school, Wiley. But you know, I was seeing him for who he was, or at least who I thought he was. You know,
I would have thought he was. So
yeah.
I'm glad that you made the decision to put him on child support and give me the update and let me know what is the update on there. And you can always email me or come on the show, because you know I always do it. Thank you so very much. You have a lovely day at work. And
all right. Thank you, Wiley.
Thank you so very much, Miss Lovely.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna go backstage. We have Kevin here. Kevin, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, it's breaking up some. You there? Can you repeat that, Kevin? Good morning.
Can you hear me? Can you
Okay,
hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh yeah. To the last caller, girl, you should have kept that $600 and put his behind on child support. But I just call in. I just have one question for Miss Barbara. You know, Miss Barbara is the Queen Barbara, queen of the pygmies. I just have one question. Like, girl, what job is your daughter working at that make you $50 an hour? I know there's jobs out there, but you said your daughter is also in school. So I want to know what job she has. Not. I mean, still a student making $50 an hour because obviously I chose the wrong career path. Is Miss Barbara still on the
Right.
line?
No, she go like because she ain't making no $50. You can tell when a person over exaggerate. Because once a person, my job as interviewer is to continue to let them talk. So at first, when she was talking, oh, the father got a job at Foot Locker. Then she kept talking. Oh, he ain't got no job. He's a graphic designer. He do the best he can. You know what I'm saying? So no, the daughter ain't making no $50 an hour.
Like queen of the pygmies and queen of the lies. I ain't gonna drag Miss Barbara because I like Miss Barbara a little bit, but Miss Barbara need to do some in a work because and I'm not a woman. I can't speak for a woman, but for a black woman to be as male identified as Miss Barbara is, that it's something inside of you that you do not like about yourself and that
I
you do
do
not like
have
about black.
1 second, Kevin. Do you mind talking to Miss Barbara because she definitely hit the link and she says she want to respond to you.
Okay, I talked to Miss Barbara.
Okay. We got Queen Barbara and we also have Kevin. Queen Barbara, your response.
Hey
Kevin,
Barbara, this is Shirley. Hey, how you
how you
doing?
doing? How you doing, Kevin? Let me tell you my
Okay.
story. Let me tell you my story. First of all, I shared this money with everybody, canvassing. These political parties are hiring a lot of people canvassing. It's a lot of money in it. I shared that with y'all. Everybody can make that money. Yes, and she's in school and she has a real estate license. Yeah, she does stocks. So she will be taken care. But let me tell you about my story. Yeah,
So
on
what?
Did
Robin
you?
Hood.
So what?
On
Did you?
excuse me.
Did you?
My daughter took, wait a
Hold
minute,
on,
let me
hold on,
finish
Miss
this
Barbara.
story.
Miss
My
Barbara,
daughter
Miss
took,
Barbara, Miss Barbara. You're telling me what your daughter have. I'm telling
yes.
you what do the father have.
He doesn't have anything. And this is why we're not going to torture him.
He need to be on child support.
No, no, no. Not if he doesn't have anything.
He
Let
need
me
to be
tell you,
on child support.
no, she don't need to be destroying nobody's life because they don't have a job.
Ma'am, your daughter came to you and said, "I'm going to put him on child support." You talked her out of it. That's not a
Abs-
good mother. That's not a good.
That's an excellent mother. Let me
That's
tell
not
you
good.
let me tell you my story. Her father is a
Lord
masterful
help
artist. Hold on. Her father is a masterful artist, highly educated with a master's degree in what he does is fix artwork in museums. That's how talented this man
But
is, right?
that's
Oh, no, 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 no.
that's her
Miss
Miss
Barbara.
Barbara.
Miss Barbara.
That's her
Miss
father.
Barbara.
I'm
No, I'm
talking
telling you about my story. What happened to
you're,
me? What happened to me?
you're talking about your story. I'm talking about
Yeah.
your daughter's story, and you're saying your daughter is so financially stable. For her to be that so financially stable, why do you have to pay the rent and she have to live with you?
Who help us, Lord?
She pays my rent. She pays my rent.
But you
She
told
pays
me
my
you
rent,
pay it.
sweetie. No, she pays
But
my rent
Barbara.
because
But
she's been
listen. But
working.
listen.
I'm
Y'all.
telling
But
the
listen,
truth
Barbara.
about
Listen.
things, baby. I'm telling the
Listen.
truth about things. She
Go
pays
ahead,
my
Kevin.
bills.
Kevin,
Can I talk, Barbara?
go ahead, Kevin. Go ahead,
Barbara,
and then we
listen,
can go to
Barbara, listen. You list all these multiple streams of income she has, which is great. I applaud that because I'm supposed to have. I'm working on some multiple streams of income myself. But Barbara, you just said you lived in the ghetto. So if her father is a wonderful artist and has his master's
Where the rent
degree
is $3,500 a month. Yeah.
in the ghetto,
Yes,
why
in the
is why,
ghetto.
why is she in the ghetto living with you if her father makes this so much money and she has multiple streams of income? Like, what's going on?
No,
Like,
we are planning to get our own property. That's what we're working on. And she took
Lord help.
$100 and made $1,900 for me on Robinhood stock market. Okay. So
That's
we know
great.
how to get the dime. But my whole thing is this. Her father tried to delete my life because he
Lord
was on
help us.
child support. Yes, he did. He tried to delete my life. I am now, they are grown, and now I'm getting child support because he never paid it while they was young. That
What?
he waited till his children graduated. He waited till his children got old and then got a job. He wasted his whole life just to not pay child support, and that's the truth.
Barbara, but you just contradicting everything.
And that's
you
the
just
truth.
said.
I'm not
Go
contradicting
ahead,
nothing.
Kevin. Hold on, Miss Barbara. Go ahead, Kevin.
Now
You
I'm
con-
getting,
Miss
and they
Barbara, hold on,
older.
Miss Barbara. I gotta get to
Barbara.
Kevin, go ahead.
Barbara, but still, if he does not, even if they're older, if he does not pay this child support, it's a possibility that he could be put in prison. So you just contradicted everything you just said.
No,
You
he
put
was
that black
very
man on
slick. He
child
knew how to
support.
stay out of prison. I'm just saying it ain't worth it. If you don't want to take, and look what he's missing out on. He missed out on a beautiful life, and now he's missing out on his beautiful grandchildren. Why? Because he didn't want to pay child support. So there it is, baby. That's his punishment. Me, in return, I got them, and I got the beautiful grandchildren. Now. So it ain't about that. If somebody don't want to take care of their babies, move on. Like because you could definitely, you don't know what circumstance, because you run into the wrong person and try to trap them off with a baby. You can have some serious circumstances.
What I'm saying to you, Miss Barbara, I'm not going to say to women move on. I'm going to say move on by going to that courthouse and put that man on child support. That's the move that you should do. That is the move that you should do. I'm not going to make no excuse to these men, because if you are able to have these children, you should be able to take care of them. It's unfair for the mother to do all the work financially and the man is just out there. So
there's a lot of mental illness going on. That's a dangerous thing.
I understand that. But if you have a baby with a woman, and if she got to put in the work to provide for that child, so should the father.
Listen to me, Wiley.
Lord.
Choose your battle. Choose your battles very carefully, because if you got a mentally ill man, you could bring yourself some detrimental problems. If you got somebody that don't have it, you could ruin their life. Why not try to work together? Money is the root of all evil.
You try to work and they're not doing it, so put them on child support. All them excuses, all mental. This it is. You had that child, put them on child support if they're not providing for the children. Kevin,
everybody act like our black men could just be thrown in jail.
Kevin, go ahead.
Barbara, nobody's acting like that. But as black men, you have to take responsibility. Like, I'm sick of this whole, oh, woe is me, I'm a black man. Like, take responsibility for something. If you know you don't have the resources or the finances to, take care of a child, you use a condom, get a vasectomy, get snipped. If you know that, do that. Don't try to sit here and try to be like, oh, woe is me, this black man. If you know you are in a certain circumstances, then be more careful. Like, don't do things that you know that you can't take care of. Like, and stop with this coddling black men. That's the problem with, and I don't want to, Barbara, I don't want to disrespect you, but Barbara, you are very misogynistic. You are very male identified, and I know you.
They call me Mammy. They call me Mammy.
I mean, if the maid outfit fits, hey maid. But Barbara, like you,
hey,
hey. But like the thing is, Barbara, what you just said, what you said earlier, it broke my heart when you said that your the daughter should have thought about that before she laid down with him. Like, Barbara, like that was not okay to say, because at the end of the day, it takes two. And I'm not understanding what you don't understand about that. It takes two to make a child.
Well, I taught my daughter. One
person.
Okay, can I speak now? Okay, I taught my daughter her body was her temple. You understand me? And if you don't listen, if you can't hear, you're going to feel. And the bottom line is, don't go making somebody's life miserable, trying to put them on child support and everything. And you know this child don't got it. If he have it, that's something different. If he don't have it, don't go ruining his life. He's a young man himself. He's a young man himself. I told him in the hospital when we had the baby, he was like, I want to marry your daughter. I want to do this. I said, child, let me tell you something. I look at you like 9/11. If people could lose their beautiful fathers in 9/11, you could get lost too. I'm not trying to make you do nothing. You do what you got to do. If you don't do it, I'm done. This is for me. Grandma going to handle this, and mommy's going to handle this, because I'm not having my daughter run behind you for nothing. Trust that. And that's what it is. I'm sorry. I'm not, they're not married.
I understand I'm not being married. But my point is this. The baby comes with responsibility. You're coming, that baby need assistance. need bills, need to eat, and all of that. So if the mother is doing what she's supposed to do, then and the father's not, then put that father on child support. Do not listen to people when they say, "Oh, it's going to destroy that man's life," because you should have thought of that. If you know what I'm saying, it will only destroy your life if you're not listening to the order of the child support order. If you're not paying that child support, then you can put yourself at risk criminally. But I'm going to say it again. Women, if you make a decision to have a child, that comes with responsibility. Yes, it's you know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to just throw them away and just put it all on the women, because the man was there as well, and we must call them out. So I'm not going to just say it's all on the women, it's all on the women, it's all on the women. No, because they didn't do it only. I can only fix if they did it only. But
they fixed the system to be unfair. They fixed the system to be unfair to a man. They want 44% of his paycheck. That's ridiculous. Okay, that is insane. And if you are not married to a woman, you shouldn't have to pay 44% of nothing. I'm not going for it. I'm not going to help the system delete and incarcerate my black men because he has a baby. No one should have to pay 44% of their income. No one should be tied like that. No, the system uses you so they could get. When they get these men in jail, they get money, $100,000. No, I'm not going to use this. It's slavery in reverse. No, it's the way they have it fixed,
ma'am.
It's okay. No.
Where do you get your statistic that they have to pay 45% of the paycheck?
From the court, from the judge himself. When my when I was going for child support, and so they wanted 44%, 44% of that man's income. Yup, and he did everything but kill himself not to pay.
and you took him off child support, or you kept him on?
I went to the court. I fought to the very end because I felt like
to keep him on or to take him off.
To keep him on. To keep him on, to make him to make him get a job because he was highly educated. I was letting the judge know he's not getting a job because he doesn't want to pay child support. So he actually he did everything. He used every trick in the system not to pay child support. So that's what I learned.
So did he pay child support or he did not pay it?
Never, until the children got. My children are 21 and 22. I am now getting child support because he owes me back money. He finally went to work because they are older, and he thought he wouldn't have to pay me child support. But all of the back rears.
And now you're able to do that. But with your mindset, why don't you just take him off of it?
With my mindset,
because you didn't want your daughter your daughter baby daddy to be on there. So why don't
I didn't want my daughter to experience, because a lot of these, you can make somebody mentally ill and want to come after you. I don't want nobody trying to hurt my daughter because okay, hold on. Let's pull up the statistics. Let's pull up the statistics. How many men delete their girlfriends because they got to pay child support? Pull that up.
You're eating off a man's child support, right? But you're telling your daughter not to put her man on child support. That's unfair. That's selfish.
I'm not eating off that little bit of child support right now.
But you're getting that child support check. So go ahead, Kevin.
I gotta go, but Barbara, I'm just gonna say this, Barbara. You just contradicted yourself. And you know what? And that just tell me.
I recognize your voice. You are from the original King Payne, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't go over there.
Okay.
But let me just say this, Barbara. You said something earlier that you'll take care of it. Grandma take care of it. Barbara, you are in the sunset of your life. Like I told my mom, I don't have kids, but I have nieces and nephews, and my mom raises one. Like I told my mom, I said, my mom, like, you had your kids. You raised your kids. Like, it is not your responsibility to raise these grandkids. Yes, you can have them over, let them stay the night and stuff like that. But live your life. You should not be taking care of no baby at 60-something, no hand baby at 60-something years old. Like, live your life. You've raised your kids. You've done what you're supposed to do. Now the responsibility is on your daughter and the baby's father. And the thing is, even if he may end up in jail. It's cause and effect, baby. Do what you need to do so you don't end up in jail.
Wait, before you speak, Wiley,
the comments in here, and people are saying, Ms. Barbara, what you're saying is just not correct. People are saying, there's one comment in the chat, they're saying that they pay only like 24% out of there, and many parents,
it must be their second child,
and many parents that have their children on child support saying, Ms. Barbara, what you're saying is just not right.
The first one,
they're not getting paid no 45% out of a check. That is what a lot of women are saying in the chat. Your response, Ms. Barbara?
Your first child gets 44%, and then the rest gets a little less percentage. Each child you have get a little less percentage, but your first one, they want 44% of your income, and it's ridiculous. I think the child support laws need to be changed. I feel it's disgusting when I see women going for babies like these high celebrities, getting a bag. Soon as they get a baby, they want $100,000. Like Christian, you get a baby from Christian, you get a $60,000 check a month. I feel like that law needs to be abolished, and men need to get together and change these child support laws. These child support laws are really destroying some men's lives.
So what I'm saying is, and also it's a lot of men destroying a lot of women's lives by not providing for those babies. Most of the women that are in the chat, they're saying that 20% is what they get. And I do believe that it's dependent upon where you live. So, but nobody ever came to me and said that it was 45%. 44%. No, nobody ever told me that. Most people are saying that it's 24% is what people are saying actually in the chat. And so and the reason why we brought this conversation up and make it to the regular folks, because a lot of people don't have Nick Cannon finances. So, but you have a lot of Nick Cannons, Pookie and Ray Ray, that are having multiple children with multiple women, but they can't take care of them. And what I'm saying to those women, put them on child support.
And then Pookie and Ray Ray is just locked up because you can't get pee out of a tree. Okay.
Because if you are having children and keep having children and can't take care of them, Pookie and Ray Ray can't take care, and if you're not paying your child support, then yes, you should go to jail.
Okay, so why can't we mandate the state to give them a job before they go to jail?
It's plenty of jobs that's available, Ms. Barbara.
Stop saying that, Wiley, when everybody is not accepted for jobs, Wiley. Everybody cannot get a job. What's going on? I can't hear.
All right. So no, I was talking to somebody because I was like, they want to call on the phone line. The phone is literally at 10%. So if you want to get the thing, you have to hit the StreamYard, the StreamYard link. So that is what I'm saying here. It's plenty jobs that are hiring. They hiring everywhere.
Stop saying that. Children in the ghetto get these jobs. If you have a felony, first of all, that disqualifies you from a job. All right, and that's what they are giving our children in the ghettos, felonies.
Sir, ma'am. It is plenty jobs that are hiring people with felonies.
I seen a lot of my people, black like me, denied for jobs. Okay, and that's the truth.
My thing is this: you keep having those children. You got to provide for those children. I don't care if you got to be out there beating a drum. You got to be out there providing for those children. That is what I'm saying, because Amazon is a company that hired people with felonies. It is companies out there. Walmart I had a friend that he had a felony. He was working at Walmart. So they do hire you.
And you know what? After they get that child support check, you know how much they get from Walmart? About $100 after they take out the child support. So it's not adding up.
Again, that's because you made that decision. You made that decision, and you have to live. It's some mistake that you make that's going to live with you for the rest of your life. So if you made that mistake in that decision, you're gonna have to live with it.
And this is
I remember in the South they said if you make your bed hard, you have to lie in it.
lying it.
So with that, you made those decisions. This is the real world. You committed all these felonies or have a felony, but then you want to go out there having all these children but can't take care of them. That's on that guy.
And let me say this. We got to bring the mammies back. See, the mammies are now 40 years old, still wanting to date other men and hang out in the club. We got to bring, I'm glad to be 59, soon to be 60. I'm glad to have made it that long. You understand? I'm glad I'm a mammy today. I'm glad I'm going to be able to make my baby grits and eggs and beautiful food that they're going to remember that their grandmother cooked for them. You understand? While that old depleted.
I understand that part, Miss Barbara, that you want to be there for your children, provide. But it shouldn't just be on the grandma. With love. But it should be, I'm doing this out of good in my heart. But a lot of grandmothers are obligated because their daughters cannot provide for the children. So the grandmothers have to provide. My grandmother,
that's a beautiful thing.
Before she had her stroke, she was always helping my sister, taking care of the sister kids, doing all this. Then when my grandmother got sick, my sister didn't want to take care of my grandmother. My grandmother had to go live with my mother. And then my sister moved in with her mother with those same kids. And then she went from one person using and went to her mother and started using the mother. You have to break that cycle. She ain't stopped having babies. She's not stopped having all this thing. She keep having them. So, and it's on the pressure. That is wrong. That is so wrong to do. And that behavior must cease in our community, and we must call it out. And it shouldn't just be on a woman, and it should also be on the man to provide for the children. And this is what it is, because a lot of grandmothers, they are depressed, they are burnt out. I've seen grandmothers that have to go back into the workforce. Here you are, 75 and 80 years old, have to get you a job because now you got to take care of your kids, and they kids. So it is insulting, and that is not right. And then I always say, where these folks' daddies? Oh no, it's hard for them. They got felony. That ain't right.
Well, I would like to see the cycle broke of these young men not even being offered jobs. We need some kind of economic economy so these children could take, and proper housing. In the cities, the rent is $2,500, no less than $2,000 a month. All right. So figure that out. I'm just saying that I don't believe that a person should be incarcerated because they cannot financially support. Like, give me a job before you throw me in jail with rapists and murderers. For real.
But and I'm gonna go to that point. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna hold my point. We do have somebody backstage. But that way, give me 1 second. I'm gonna bring this person on. They're backstage and they want to discuss this. We're talking about Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey, and then to shift it to the whole child support conversation and taking care of your children, being there for your children. Also, good morning. You're live on the Wiley Show.
Good morning, Wiley. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing?
Doing wonderful this morning.
Yes, this is a great topic. I'm going to say this, right? The issue that plagues the Black community is that, just like the other caller that says, it's the coddling of Black men, right? And Black boys. They are not held accountable for the majority of things, okay? The girls are taught to close your legs, to not get pregnant, and so forth. But no one is teaching these boys to be careful with their sperm. No, nobody is teaching them to do that. And so they go out, okay, and they impregnate these girls, and they know for a fact that nobody is going to hold them accountable because the mothers are going to be left holding the bag and taking care of the child. Then the grandmothers, like you said, it's not fair for the grandmothers to raise the grandchildren when they were not the one that had the child. It's the mother and the father, right? But the community does not hold these men accountable. And the cycle continues because you have women, like the woman that's talking, that is not holding them accountable, saying, hey, you know what? You went out and you impregnated this woman. And if you didn't want to have a child, then you should not have had a relationship with this particular woman. You know, they're not taught to value their sperm and to say, well, you know what? I'm gonna marry this woman. I love her. I feel that she's gonna be a wife. I want her to be a wife. I want to have a family. They're not taught that. And so because they're not taught that, nobody is expecting them to take care of the child. The onus is going to be on the woman. And until other women start holding everybody responsible and not just the moms, then we will have change. That's the problem. Let's start teaching these young boys to value their sperm and not to put their sperm into every vagina. We can start there as well.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm as a man, I know that if you are having sex with a woman unprotected, it is a strong possibility that she can get pregnant. That is common sense. So I made the conscious decision not to make those type of decisions because again, it comes with bills. And I've saw the destruction with my brothers having these children, but most of them are not there. I have a brother that's in prison, but he have children. And I also have another brother, have 6 children sitting in jail or waiting for trial for, selling drugs and stuff. And I look at the children, all of that pressure on one woman. And then she have to ask the family to assist. And if that family is in a financial decision, they may do it and they may not. And so that cycle needs to be broken. It needs to be broken. And it's not right. And I see a lot of it because I see it in my family. And I also see the strain and the pressure on my mother, where she's doing all the work, where she's pulling away, taking care of the grand, and she can't do it. It's draining on her financially, it's draining on her spirit, and it's draining on her emotionally, and that's unfair. And it's a lot of grandmothers and grandparents that are going through it because they are trying to pull and assist people that, number one, they don't give a darn about them because they're still making those mistakes. And they ain't trying to say, okay, mama is babysitting, so let me get a degree while I have her babysitting. Let me get a job and help mama with the rent. But some ain't even doing that. And I see these actions in my own personal family, and that cycle needs to be broken.
And if I was the grandmother, I would have been like, hell no, where is the father? These women have to step up and have a backbone and say, listen, I'm not going to be the one financing your child. Where is the dad? Like I saw a video on YouTube, right? I forgot what country it is, but a man, it's one of those East Asian countries, I believe. The man had got the woman pregnant, and the men of the village went and got him and had a wedding and said, hey, this is your wife. You're going to marry her. You're going to raise a family. That is what needs to happen. You understand? If you don't want to marry this man, you shouldn't be laying down having children. It goes both ways. If you don't want to marry this woman, you shouldn't be laying down having children.
Yeah, because how I look
Mm-hmm.
at it, you know what I'm saying, for the brothers, and I look at my sister, okay, you made the mistake. Your man either in the street gangs and all of that, and you make these mistakes. And then I look at my nieces and nephews, and I look at that generation, and they're set up for failure because my brother's his children, one of the children have some mental issues. They're acting out where they need medication because my brother, he had mental issues. And so it kind of trickled down to his children. And now they're really acting out because their father is not in the house and it's just all on the mother. And I see that generation. I said, wow, they are set up for failure. And only thing I can do is be the best person I can do, but I can't try to assist you trying to assist with generational dysfunction. And it's no way. And to keep my sanity and to keep my ink and to keep me straight, I just wanted to be on the sidelines and just look and pray. That's all I can do and not make those type of same mistakes. But do I see the destruction? Oh, yes, I do. I have a front row seat to it. And I said, wow. And I said, this is why I'm making the conscious decision not to make those mistakes, having all of those children, and you can't provide for them. And now they're going through it. And their only lifeline is the grandmother. But if she go, your lifeline is gone. And it's affecting a lot of people because once mama gone, once big mama, all whatever, once they gone, you're going to get a rude awakening.
Yeah, that's the best you can do, Wiley. You just to stand by because what can you do? What can you do? You could teach, you could preach, you could explain and say this is wrong.
All you can do is eat your popcorn and live your life. I've seen one my grandmother, and I can talk about my family because I'm going to do this for some content. I've seen my grandmother sacrifice so much, giving money to the church, going to the church, helping my sister with her babies, helping this person in the house. You have a stroke, and now you just all your life is you got to be in the living room in a wheelchair watching TV. Like, was it really worth it for all those sacrifices?
Absolutely not.
Like, what was it really worth it? All the money you gave to the church, all this, and all your life now, you in a wheelchair watching TV in the living room. And so, and so you sacrifice you literally sacrifice so much because you really wanted to be at your house, but you didn't lay down the good foundation. Now you just got to be in the living room in a wheelchair and all of this. And then the people that you were taking care of, now they say, okay, let me go to my mom. And then let's move in with her. And then now it's like burden on top of burden. And then when I come and visit, no children, I'm the happiest thing around because I didn't make those type of mistakes. Oh, going through, man, it's so much. We got to do it. I said, until my mom is willing to make that decision and to say no and all that, you're going to keep going through those same type of cycle. But I know me, I don't get phone calls from them because they know I'm going to say no. I don't even try it. I cut people off instantly. My friends just hit me up for $20. And the reason why I cut them off because I know I already gave you money. You didn't pay me back for that money. So I cut people off because I feel like if I have to be out here struggling to make ends meet and I'm able to do it with a quote unquote disability, then why can't these people that's able-bodied with no disability, why can't they not do it? So I'm just not understanding that point. And that cycle must be broken. Now, when you get to the Nick Cannon piece and all of that, of course, a lot of brothers before Nick Cannon ever had that, they've been doing it in the hood for a long time. Having multiple women getting them pregnant. This ain't nothing new. It's been going on for generations. But is it right? No. And then a lot of families have to deal with that. And then you got to also deal with it's a lot of children that's in foster care because the families can't take care of them. Or because of the parents are no good, they both in prison, but the family is broken financially, they just can't assist. So now they're just in the foster care. Now the state have to take care of it. And these are real conversations. This is literally real life. But I want to say again, if you out here having children, make sure you can afford them. That's all I'm saying. It's a simple thing. And if you know you broke, then I don't think you should be out there creating all these bills and all these children, and you can't even take care of yourself.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this, and this is why I don't agree with the whole welfare system. If first of all, if you're able-bodied person, you need to go get a job and needs to go work. You can't go to college. You don't want to go to college, learn a trade. You understand what I'm saying? You coming down here to get money. Where is your husband? Number one. No, this has got to stop. You understand what I'm saying? If we keep rewarding bad behavior, then there's nothing that's going to change. You understand? I shouldn't have to pay for your child. I don't have any children. I decided I didn't want any children. If you want to have children, that's fine. You pay for it. And I don't think that having a child is a mistake. That was a choice that person made. But anyway, I'm going to just say one last thing, and I'm going to jump quick. What the last woman said, I disagree with her when she said that that she don't believe that these men should be put into prison. They should first the system or something. I forgot what she said about it. They need to help them get housing and affordable housing and whatever. No, I went to school, I studied, I graduated. There was no reason in this, especially in this country, okay, that you're living in a first world country, that you have free education, you have water, you have heat, you have government programs to go to school to get a certificate. What more of a handout do you need? You know why these people that come from other countries could come here and they could set up businesses and they could thrive, right? Because they're coming from a place, right, where they don't have all of these programs there. That's why they come here. But you're living here, you're born here. What is your excuse? No, nobody should give you a handout. There's jobs everywhere, okay? And every corner. I see people giving out jobs for security. You understand what I'm saying? I don't see nobody taking the flyers. Nobody's calling. Nothing. There is no excuse. It's the coddling that gets me, right? You have other people that come from other countries and they could come here and they could get jobs and open businesses. But what's your excuse? No, the handouts has got to stop. You're no better or worse than anybody else in this country. Okay?
No,
we got to stop with the excuses.
I would say this, I'm agree to you to a certain extent on this part where we disagree with immigrants and all of this. And this is where I was having this conversation with Kiki when it comes to the whole thing with government assistance to help them become business owners. If you allowing having programs for immigrants to become business owners and giving them a line of credit, you must offer that line of credit up for American citizens. You must open that line. If I should be able to go into a bank and get a loan. It should, because I'm just, for me being an American citizen, period, it should be easy for me. I think it's an insult that you could be an immigrant from another country, come here, get capital to start a business. Why can't American citizens have that same opportunity? Just like they make it easy for you to file for financial aid and to go into college, it needs to be that same type of mindset where I can fill out an application to get a business on to become an entrepreneur, right? Because it should be that same type of mindset. So a lot of what I have an issue with a lot of immigrants, they come here are poor, but they're not going to tell you the line of credit that they have, the opportunity that they got from the government, and all those opportunities. Because we, as African Americans, a lot of us don't have those same opportunity to get that same type of capital to start our own businesses. And what I'm saying is, if you're able to give me $80,000 to $90,000 for a college education, why not give me that same type of money to start my own business? And these are the type of conversations that I have with politicians, that I bring these ideas up. A lot of politicians don't want me to come on the show because once I send them what we're going to talk about, they decline. Because I'm like, what are you doing to increase the minimum wage? Why is it that we can apply for FAFSA and get a loan to get in debt, but can't apply to a Bank of America to get a loan to start your own business? Because that's financial freedom. And so I'm preaching that, and I will continue to preach that. And I not only preach it, but also do the work by telling these politicians that's in power to make those type of decisions, because it should be, everybody don't want to go to college. Everybody don't want to do that. And it should be another lane and be like, okay, you don't want to go to college, you 18, you can qualify for this, and you must put this towards your business. That will help a lot of African Americans to get out of poverty and to help them. You know what I'm saying? But the original conversation, what we were talking about, the whole thing with children and stuff like that, that is something that we have to stop doing as individuals. When you have the first child, you're struggling with that one, then you need to stop at that one. Period. Yeah, it's other ways that you can do to protect yourself to not bring another child in the household, because if you're already struggling with one, don't keep doing it again and again and again and again, because I've seen my brother, his girlfriend did this. She has 6 children, couldn't take care of the first one, and now you have 6. And now the man is locked up because he wanted to sell some drugs, and now you stuck with all 6.
I agree with everything that you said, Wiley. Yeah. And that's why I love you. I mean, you are so wise, and absolutely what you said about the programs. Absolutely, you're born in this country. You should have first of everything. I absolutely agree, and take full advantage of that.
We should have priority over everybody because we have birthright. This is our rights. You know what I'm saying? And that's
absolutely.
I think that we should have, and these conversations need to be had. And this is why I tell people that listen to the show, don't just call into the Wiley Show. Call your politicians, write your politicians, visit City Hall, visit the state capitol, visit the national, our national house, and let them know your ideas to help this country move forward. Because whether you do it or not, they still gonna make decisions. But I would rather you make decisions where I'm working with you and bringing suggestions and applying pressure than to just sit on the sidelines and you giving me the same type. You know what I'm saying? All right, come on, bruh. I'm gonna be the type of person. Since you're gonna make some decision, I'm gonna have an input. You know, I'm gonna have an input of what type of decision you making about. And if I feel like you're doing some effed up ish, the same way y'all call into the Wiley Show and leave comments, have that same energy for a Mr. So-and-so in District 1 or Mrs. So-and-so in District 12. Have that same energy for them. Have that same energy for the Biden administration. Have that same energy for your governor of your state, your mayor of your state, your county representative of your county. Have that same type of energy, because I see how consistent y'all are on the Wiley Show, and y'all call into the Wiley Show, y'all leave comments on how you disagree. Have that same energy for those people that make decisions about your personal life. And that's what we're going on, because I love the fact that now, and we talking about this, and we're going to close it, that Lovely T, we're talking about the nurses strike. I'm glad that more of YouTube content creators are talking about real issues, because the real issues are affecting our daily lives, and we have to talk about it, not just always talking about celebrity gossip. But thank you, Belle. I want to
thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Thank y'all so very much. We've been on here for 2 hours and 35 minutes. Oh, Wiley. The U.S. government put them on free healthcare as soon as they come into this country. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. So I'm so happy. I want to give a special shout out to all the people that viewed it. Again, we sent it to Mariah Carey, and I need y'all to do me a favor. This is live. I need y'all to send it to Mariah Carey. I need y'all to tag me on Twitter. I need y'all to screen record and tag me on Twitter, right? I need this. I really, really, really need this. We still have auditions for 2 Men and a Lady. I got to look at an audition today because somebody just recorded a video and tagged me in the video. So I'm going to go check that video out. And they say they want to be on 2 Men and a Lady. They audition and they tag me. So I'm going to check that out. We still have auditioning for 2 Men and a Lady. So if you want to audition, you can email me at Wiley Show. If I don't answer, you can always make a video and tag me on there on Twitter or on YouTube, because I would love to have you, because we still have that opening. We still haven't made a decision yet about who he's going to choose for 2 Men and a Lady. So we still have the opportunity. It's a great opportunity because, again, it opens, whether you're a content creator, you get clicks and views. Whether you are a business owner, you get clients, because we're talking to thousands of people a day. And so it would be definitely great. So I don't have a start date for 2 Men and a Lady because I don't have a cast yet. So once I get a cast or some hosts on there, then we will give you a rollout. But as of right now, we don't have a rollout because we don't have the people. Yeah, I'm not satisfied with the people yet. And so once we get satisfied with the people, then we will have that. We will have that rollout. It's a once a week. It's a once a week show. It is a once a week, 1 hour. You must come on camera. It's a once a week, and I will let you know the time and the topics that we're going to talk about. Is literally a once a week show. Now, when you do the show, your background, you got to be quiet in the background because this is a show. Like if you have a lot of distractions and you got a lot of noise, then I can't really pick you because your background got to be quiet, and because this is a show. All right. So again, if you think you can do it, if you're willing to do it, hit me up, because again, this is a show. Because what I'm doing is with Two Men and a Lady, I'm sending this show to other networks. The same thing I do with the Wiley show. I'm sending the show to other network. I send this show, and then with Two Men and a Lady, I can send it to other network so we can get some type of licensing deal as well with that show, to show them. Now, Wiley is not just a host. Wiley is a producer. And he produced this show, and I think this should be on a network. I think this should be on Zeus. I think this should be on Dash. I think this, all that type of stuff. So that's why I have a vision with Two Men and a Lady. And my vision is not just to do it on YouTube, but to have it on other sites so we can be on mainstream or some type of streaming services. But if you're serious, because this is a non-paid gig, it's 1 hour. And if you are a YouTuber with not a lot of subscribers, this is a great opportunity because not a lot of people are going to introduce you to their audience. So if you're a type of person to say, I have a YouTube channel and I'm not really known, you're going to be broadcast to thousands of people a day. So that's a good promotion. So you may have 100 subscribers, but by the time you finish with Two Men and a Lady by doing this show, building that infrastructure, you may be monetized. You may be in a position where you had 300,000 subscribers. You understand what I'm saying? So that is just how that is. Okay, so what we did was in the DM, people were saying they didn't get to hear Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon. We did a restream of this particular topic because the messages I was getting. So it's no excuse, okay? And so when we do Two Men and a Lady, we're gonna have it a once a week show. I'm not leaving the Wiley show. There's still a Wiley show, and Two Men and a Lady is a once a week episode. This is not the first time we done it. We done it previously. We done previous shows. And if you're willing, if you a business person, say, hey, I see the vision, I have a platform, I want to do this show, and I think this is a great opportunity. And so I'm offering it to you. Most of these people, the Armand Wiggins, the Lovely Tees, the Neek at Night, they're not offering you those type of opportunities. The Storm Monroe, they're not offering you those type of opportunities. They're not bringing up and coming talent and putting them on a weekly show. I'm the only one that is doing that. Other people try to do this idea. I don't want there to be no content creator. And I'm saying, if you're a content creator, we welcome you if you're a content creator. So I'm opening a great opportunity, because when I was coming up, I would love that on a show with an audience, and I got a show. I'm taking advantage of this once a week, 1 hour. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't mind if your opinion disagree. It's against what my opinion is. So those are my type of topics. When you come on the show, it's a great episode. We talk about, and then one of the qualifications of it, and other qualifications, got to stay on topic. If we talking about Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey, you can't be talking about, well, I want to talk about Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King. Like you got to stay on subject. And if you're not used to staying on subject, then you need to watch The View. You need to be watching The Talk. You need to be watching talk shows that people that stay on topic. If you're just not used to staying on topic, so you can do that. All right. And so you can learn how to stay on topic. So if you don't know how, and if you just don't know how to stay on topic, then you just don't apply, because you're going to embarrass yourself. You're going to embarrass yourself. You have to stay on topic. Because Two Men and a Lady, I want this show to go in higher heights with Two Men and a Lady. So we're working it out with it. We have not made our decision. And I gotta look at an audition tape today. We're gonna see how this going to be put out. It's definitely going to have that. And when you come on, you have to stay on topic, because some of y'all on here, you know, we're giving you a once in a lifetime opportunity of doing some type of show with an audience. You know what I'm saying? So we are definitely going to do that. I've seen most people had applied and want to do it. We haven't made our final decision. Ms. Barbara has been coming on for it. We have other people that has been coming on that say they want to do it, and we definitely want to make this decision. The reason why I'm so focused on the lady, because it's not difficult for me to find a man. Because I have to get the lady, because that lady is the only you're representing the women, and you're the only one on the panel. So we're definitely working on it, okay? And so I'm definitely going to see how this is going to be played out with this. And if you're the type of person say, hey, I got kids in the back, I can't bring you on because it's too much of a distraction. Your background gotta be right, because this is a show. All right, and them that. So that's what it is. So we are definitely doing that. Many people are sending in suggestions. Many people are still sitting in, and we're not going to rush it. We're going to make sure it's done right, because we willing to work with people that are content creators that want to collaborate and do a show for once a week. And people, I've seen some of y'all getting suggestions. Y'all great suggestions, but the people have to be willing to do it. And I'm definitely taking our time to find the right person, because it would be a great show. Because again, we did Two Man and a Lady with Storm, 7 stars. We did it with Conscious. We did it with Katie Talk, and now Conscious TV is one of the hottest bloggers out there. But they got a lot of their start from working and calling in and to being over into these shows. So, you know, that can be you. Two Man and a Lady. We reached out to a lot of, not everybody, but we reached out to a lot of people. We reached out to a lot of people, and I'm not gonna say who the guy is. I'm gonna keep that under wraps, because I pretty much a guy is, and keep that on the wraps, and you will see when the show, once we have the rollout, you will see, and it's a once a week show that we're doing once a week. Show is gonna be live once a week show, and I'm super excited. I can't wait. All right. So we're working with it. It's going to be great. That's the idea that we have for this show, for this idea. And the Wiley Show is definitely going to be great. You guys, when you send a super chat, we can reach your comment with a super chat. So we want you to super chat, because some people in here, and this is my announcement, I'm saying it while I have y'all here. If I don't reach your comment, please super chat your comment, because we're no longer a channel with 2 people commenting. We are a growing channel. So if you have a comment, if I didn't read your comment, don't take offense to it, because it's a lot of comments I can't read. So if you really want me to see your comment, to read your comment, you need to super chat your comment, because we are in a position now where we are a growing show. So if you just have a comment that you really want me to see, 9 out of 10 chance you need to super chat it, because we're growing. So, and it's some channels, they don't even read the regular comments. Lovely T is one channel. She don't read regular comments. If it don't have a green $sign, she ain't reading your comment. So thank God you got channels like the Wiley Show. And she don't care how mad you get it if you see the comment. If it ain't no super chat comment, she ain't reading it. And you can send her email and she will block you. And if you have an issue of sending a super chat, then send a cash app and say, Wiley, I send you a cash app. Can you, this is the message I want to send you. And I'll read it. And say, this is my message I want to send to you. You can send it that way. So be thankful. And a lot of y'all can just talk to me any kind of way, but you can't talk to Armand Wiggins like that. You can't talk to Lovely T like that. Ain't just ain't gonna happen. And you ain't gonna talk to me like that. I'm in a blocking mode. Now, I don't mind you on YouTube, but like on Instagram, you come in with some effed up, you'll be blocked immediately. You could be typing something, a whole, I'll wait till you get done with that. I'll wait till you get done with that whole paragraph and then block you. Because you can't go to Lovely T and these other folks and do it. I want you to go to Lovely T and talk like that. And watch how you're going to get cussed out and dragged. So, you know, some of y'all can just call into the Wiley Show, but y'all don't call into our mom because you know you're going to get cussed out. Don't even make the mistake to even go over there and call in, and then and then you get mad when you get hung up. You know the rules, no profanity. You know, and then with Two Man and Lady, we're gonna have a show where no profanity, a clean show. But if you just can't, speak clean, every second word got to be a cuss word, we can't have you because you just too ghetto. You ain't ready. Now, I understand if you make a slip up, but I'm talking about every word. That B, that blah, blah, blah. You ain't ready for prime time. You just ain't ready. And then when I say no profanity and I hang up on you, don't get offended. Like if you send a cash app, like you could send, I don't know if they send a message on Cash App. You can send it in the email, say this is my Cash App and this is my message, and we'll read it. You can do it that way because I have my phone with me. So I'm just saying, this is literally a new direction. When you call into the Wiley Show, if you use profanity, I'm gonna boot you off. Soon as you get it, yeah, Wiley, that beat, Clint. And then until you get it, you'll learn to get it right. So when I have people on here, it's a growing show. We're no longer a show with no audience. We have an audience. Today, we just reached, give me a second. I just got some good news. We just reached another milestone. We have 8 million views. We just reached 8 million views on YouTube. Total views, 8 million views. That is 8 million. And we want to for this year, we want to hit that 10 million mark this year. So we want to do 2 million views this year. Thank you, Miss Black, for sending the super. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. So that's how that goes. So if you want to come on and do 2 minutes, yes. Now, I don't mind anybody hitting the link. I don't mind anybody hitting the link, whoever. I don't mind it. If you stand on something, you good with good topics and all of that, I don't mind it. You can call in, you can hit the link, you can do all of that. It's great. And I like that. And we always do StreamYard first. Like if people want to come on StreamYard, we take them first and then we go to the phone lines. Yes. So right now I'm charging my phone up. So when we go live for the other show we got planned, we'll do the phone lines in the StreamYard. So if anybody want to go there. So we got another show that's lined up for the show. We definitely have the rules and that definitely how that goes. Like I said, if you want your comment read, most time you have to send a super chat so I can see it. Because I'm not really checking the chat lot like that. I'm mostly focused on the content. You know what I'm saying? If you want to send a message on a super chat, you have to send the higher the amount, the more you can talk in the comment. That's how super chats work. Yeah, so that just how that works. So those are the rules. Those are the rules. Those are the direction of the show. We're very consistent. We have been very consistent on the show. That's just how it is. I'm not making a rule in the chat where you can't name a content creator. I'm not gonna make that. That's a stupid rule. That don't make sense. And so if you type a content creator, you can type, as long as you're not being ignorant and you type in a name, you can type another content creator name. That doesn't make any sense. I don't ban people words, and I don't do that. I don't ban content creators' names. That's just foolish. Foolish. I don't do that. So we don't have to use nicknames. I don't do nicknames. If you want to call it a name. I don't get mad if you name drop another person if it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? If it makes sense, because I don't mind it. But I know y'all can't do that on other shows. Which I think is unfair. Because I feel like this, and I'm speaking to the subscribers that give money. I'm speaking to the subscribers that give money and watch and view. If you can't tell another person's name, then you shouldn't be given that type of platform. Oh, I can't say that name. Oh, I can't. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't say that person's name. Oh, and you give it. You need to give to a platform that you can free to say somebody's name. Oh, I can't do it. And you giving up thousands of dollars, but then you say a person's name and get cussed out. All right, that's you. So I can't. You got to use nigga. You got to use it. Who we talking about? And some of these people gonna stop taking phone calls because other folks is calling in. I say call in and name drop. I was hearing a show today, and we gonna talk about it because I don't want to give. Let me hold on. Let me drop the link for our other show that we got playing. I was doing a show and they were talking about this content creator teeth. They were talking about their teeth, and that man ended the show. He ended the show. That man was talking about that teeth. He might as well stop that phone. The phone. Let me go to hold on. Let me make sure because I already scheduled the show. Let me make sure where is it at? Hold on, let me find it, you guys. He ended the whole entire episode. Oh, I gotta end this show over with. Good night. So we got a good show planned. Give me a second. I'm going to drop the link in there for the new show that we're doing because that show is scheduled. What time did I schedule that show? I scheduled that show at, let me see. And let me share it to my community tab. I scheduled that show at 10 a.m. So, okay, new. Okay, hold on, y'all. I'm going to drop that link in there. Okay. So this is, no, I'm not moving up the time. It's going to be 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern. And if you're on the West Coast, that's 8 a.m. And I may go live a little early, but I have to, I may go live a little earlier than that, but that is pretty much the time. Now, make sure you hit that notification so you can get that notification. You know what I'm saying? That's just how that goes with it. And you can hit that notification so you can definitely get the notification. And I also will be sending out the text. So so they'll have the backup. So we're gonna be doing that show 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Eastern. And if you're on the West Coast, that's 8 a.m. And it may be earlier than that. But I'm just letting y'all know we have already scheduled it. So if you want to come on and talk, we already charging the phone up. Because if I do that show, it's gonna be some phone calls. So I'm making sure that phone is charged. So I'm making sure that phone, because I know y'all gonna call in for that. So I'm making sure that phone is charged up for that. Because some of y'all don't want to come on to hit the link. You have a notification on. Yes. And make sure y'all tag Mariah Carey and them in there. I'm gonna tag her on Twitter because I think I tagged them on Instagram, but I'm gonna tag them on Twitter. Please, Wiley folks want to call in because I know they love to call in, and I'm gonna get the Bluetooth speaker because it's just cheaper. I'm doing something cheaper, the cheaper route instead of doing Blog Talk Radio because that costs too much money. For sometimes you have a caller, sometimes you don't. So with the phone, I'm going to get me a Bluetooth speaker, and so I just do the calls that way. Yeah. So yeah, so that's how that goes. So if you want to call in, you can call in for today when we do the show. I'm happy you was in. Yes, I go into people chat. If I'm not blocked, I can go into the chat. If you don't see me, I'm blocked. It's just that simple. If you don't see me in these people chats, Wiley is blocked. It's not that I can't go on them chats. I'm blocked. I don't get a timeout. I'm just blocked. But every one of them, they welcome to come in my chat because I'm not that petty. They can block me on Instagram. So what? You can block me. That don't bother me because you block me on Instagram. Oh, let me block Wiley. Like I can't go to my other Fufu accounts and see what you post. Because people gonna send it. It's in the point now. People send it to me. Everything that you post, it goes directly to my Instagram. It goes directly with everything you post on Twitter. It goes directly on everything that I see. It goes directly. We have a super chat. Did Storm block you again? It was never blocked again. I've always been blocked. Thank you, for the super chat. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. So, you know, and that's how that goes. These people are intimidated by the Wiley Show. They used to bring me on their station head. You know, station head, they didn't care about station head no more. But now they don't even bring me on that station head. They used to let me come on stage and talk to them. Now no more. They used to. They used to bring me on that station head and let me get to talking. They don't do that no more. So, and the reason why I talk about a YouTuber or talk about that, we don't just talk about YouTuber because they're in the headlines. You understand what I'm saying? We talk about people that's in the headlines, and we don't just talk about YouTubers. Like today, we talked about Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon. Did an entire show about Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey. So we don't always talk about YouTubers, but when it's time for us to talk about, we talk about them. So all that don't say they name. Only black folks talk like that. Because Fox News, they say CNN name, they say MSNBC name, and all that. Only black folk. That don't make sense because that just don't make sense. Don't say their name. Don't say their name. And then you still talk about them. You might as well say their name. You talking about them. I'm coming back at 11. So just talking to y'all. uh but yeah, that's how they go. We talk about a whole plethora of people. Whoever come up across our day, we talked about Kevin McCarthy. We was the only black YouTuber I think talked about Kevin McCarthy. Did a whole episode about Kevin McCarthy. A whole segment about that. I right now I got a video about Ray J to get on his network and to get on Mr. To get on Zeus network. Got a whole episode. I DM them daily. So we going live at 10 a.m. my time, 11 o'clock East Coast time. So that's just how that happened. And so I understand, Wiley, you making them bigger. I'm growing. I say I do this full time. So if you're doing YouTube full time, that means you get decent amount of money to do it full time. I say I do YouTube full time. So it is what it is. My name going into titles, they talking about Wiley. So they could say whatever. And we don't just talk about YouTubers. We talk about people. I'm in the business of talking about. We talked about Roland. Roland was dissing us on Twitter. See, this stuff don't get noise. What somebody did talk about when Roland was talking about me on Twitter, they did a video about it. So we don't just talk about that. Y'all just be stuck on the YouTube because that's all what y'all care about. But we talk about a plethora of people. So, and we will continue to talk about a plethora of people. We rarely put Ray J in the title. He's going in our title now. And most of y'all, if you're not a content creator, you don't sit in these shoes. So we're doing okay. And we will continue to do okay. So thank y'all so very much. And I love that because we have been doing great. We have been doing awesome things. It was one point where we were talking about Tasha and we don't talk about her no more. Because she ain't that relevant in my opinion. She ain't doing nothing that's relevant. We talk about R. Kelly a lot because R. Kelly is in the news. He's talking to people. We don't talk about Cardi B because she ain't doing nothing. We talked about her now because she teamed up with Jason to do an interview, so her name can get back to being talked about. Nicki Minaj ain't in the title because she ain't doing nothing. So that's just how that goes. So So we continue to talk about people, and I thank people for commenting. We getting more comments, and we talked about we interviewed the youngest mayor out of Earl, Arkansas. We did the first interview of Earl, Arkansas. No other YouTubers interviewed him, but the Wiley Show did. When we interviewed the youngest mayor out of Earl, Arkansas, the youngest mayor out of Earl, Arkansas. I'm going to say it again. The youngest mayor in the country, 18 years old. He did his first interview with me on YouTube. So when I saw that, I said, wow. So we will continue to do that. And then most people say, "Oh, the mayor, that was boring. That was boring." But then, well, let me continue to do the roast and gag then. That was boring. That was boring. When they make it make sense then. So when we had him on the show, and we will continue to interview those people. We just mix it in with the mess. Let them come on first, and then get the messy topics towards the end. So that's just how it is, and I enjoyed the interview. And we sent it to all the blogs. None of them posted it. They posted it white on media. All these black folks with platforms. Soon as he went on white owned media, on white owned media, then they reposted the youngest mayor. But when I interviewed him, they didn't post it. And these are all the black people. Thank you for the super chat. Somebody said, put some respect on the Wiley Show name and all of that. Thank you. Thank you so very much for the super chat, Quiet Storm. And that man went on Jennifer Hudson. The same thing he talked about it on my show. Nothing different. The same thing. Cause I watch all of his interviews. We seen it. And people that be in the comment, they be sending me stuff about YouTubers. All they send me stuff about YouTubers. They send me stuff about YouTubers. And we have his number, the youngest mayor, Mr. Jalen. We have his number. We text him. I say, keep up the good work. If love you, brother, and keep it going. And that was a great opportunity because I wasn't doing it just for the clicks and views. I did it for the relationship. I did it just to see, like, oh my gosh, she's 18 years old. Oh my gosh, he did it. Oh, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. Yes, I'm still going live at 11 o'clock. East Coast time. All right. I'm just sitting here talking. Just like Mariah Carey, we're going to keep sending it to these people. All I got to do is tell her to say yes. You just give me 5 minutes. A 5-minute interview. Or in R. Kelly words, a 15-minute interview. Just give me 15 minutes. So that's Nick Cannon, the same thing. Give me 15 minutes. So I saw all of that. And we're growing. And I remember when we did a show back in 2016, that video got 100 views. I think that video that I shared got 100 views. I shared it. And we only got like 4 callers to that show. And look where we at today. We have more 10, 20 times over than what we had back in 2016. So when people criticize the Wiley show, it was a saying that I grew up on, the look how far God brought me from, because I remember when I did not have an audience. So I appreciate what I have now, and I'm not going to rush it. But oh my gosh, I want 5 million right now. That's not realistic. You have to work for it. And it's going to happen. It will happen. It's going to happen. Give it to me right now. I was having a conversation with someone, and they were talking about their podcast. And they said, I stopped doing my podcast. I said, why you stop doing your podcast? Nobody was listening. I said, brother, I said, if you don't continue to stay on your podcast and continue to put in the work, then your podcast will never get off the ground. You understand what I'm saying? So if you keep stopping, it will never get off the ground. Just like when my sister and my brother's kids. Oh, you should take care of them kids. No, and I'm not doing it. The answer is no. I was going to do something for Christmas, but I stopped doing it because I said, if you start, my grandmother used to tell me something, and I stand back. You start something, you better be willing to finish it, because once you start with some people, they're going to always require you to do. So I was led, can't do that. I'm not even going to start. I'm not going to start. I'm not going to start at all. So we had a great conversation. We had a great conversation. Thank y'all so very much. I love that fact. And I know the brothers are upset with me about saying put them on child support, but I stand on that. If you having children, ain't taking care of your children, they need to be on child support. So I stand on that. Oh, all right. Little black boy, you're beautiful. Little black girl, you're enough. Give yourself a hug. I'm going to see y'all back. Make sure y'all subscribe to the show. Make sure y'all like the video. If you want to donate to our Cash App, $ Marquise Wiley 28. If you want to help, because it's an independent operation. If you want to subscribe, hit that subscribe button. We are trying to get these t-shirts made, so give me a time to get them made, you guys. I'm talking to somebody right now to get them made, and I'm going to sell it because this is not going to be available on Teespring. So I'm getting some made, and I'm going to ship them out. So once we get it once we get them made, then I'll bring it to you because I'm gonna get whoever made this for me. I'm gonna get some of these shirts made so y'all can buy the shirt. So I'm working with somebody right now to get them made. So I didn't forget. All right, and then we already got shirts on there with my logo. We got Humble. We got Manic D. We got other shirts on there. Don't mess with my bag. Other stuff on there. Y'all can buy it on Teespring. It's in the comments. Okay. So it's definitely there. So if you want to contribute. And we have hoodies on there as well. So, can y'all please buy the stuff that we have? So thank y'all so very much. I will see y'all in the next episode. Gotta go. Oh, I can't forget about my announcement. Make sure we were nominated for YouTuber of the Year. That award show going to take care April the 30th, 2023. The voting going to start in the first week of February. Once we get the information, we're going to let you all know how to vote. We were nominated for YouTuber of the Year. So super excited. So we do want to say shout out to the Boss Babes Award Committee for nominating us for an award. So I just had to put that out there. I will see y'all later. Okay. Yes, you're going to vote. Yeah. See you later. Okay. Bye.